Hello, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's Warhammer, and that must mean it's time for another episode of Warhammer Weekly. Joining me, he's back on the show for probably his 38th appearance or something like that. Who even knows at this point? It's Paul Conti, Radio Free Hammer Hall. What's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, nerds? Good to be back, as always.
It's good to have you back on the show. We've got so much stuff tonight. It's insane. It's insane. I hate 40K release year, because what it means is that all AOS stuff comes out within 1 week. It's just like, there's the GHB, and there's the Scourge of Akshi stuff, which we're not going to talk about tonight. I'll talk about it. There's the previews for the big summer preview, right? There's obviously a big summer Battlescroll. There's, oh my God, so many things. So many things. It's going to be a jam-packed show tonight, folks. So right off the rip, hit like, hit subscribe, do those things, because we're going to be into it tonight. And all those super chats and things like that will be deeply appreciated for the marathon we are about to run. But Paul, how you feeling overall right now about the state of AOS and the deluge of news?
You know what? I'm still processing, but I am optimistic. I'm feeling good about, I don't know. I like anytime that there's change in AOS. It makes things fresh and new again, and I feel like we have like a big wave of fresh and new coming. So it might be a few months before the meta is once again solved, and I don't know. Even if it ends up being worse than previous seasons, like at least we get some freshness for a while, and
sure,
freshness is good.
This is true. This is true. I mean, it's definitely going to be a lot of change. You're not wrong about that. Like, that is big stuff. So let's start with the big news. We will be talking GHB 2026 tonight as the main topic, but of course we have other big topics as well. See what I did there? Big topics. We've got, of course, some news. Let's start with the thing I care about the least. Boom. There's a rumor engine. It's some magic or something. There it is. It's magic. Yeah. Cool.
Do you believe in magic?
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe that does exist. I believe I couldn't tell you if it's AOS, 40K, or anything in between. And frankly, it doesn't matter. All of the rumor engines, by the way, so many rumor engines obviously got solved with the big summer preview. Yeah. And like everything we were hoping was Seraphon was just Exodites. It was just all the elves riding dinosaurs, which is very funny.
Okay. Yeah. It took me a second to notice they were guns. And I was like, wait, is this somehow like something weird in Bretonnian? Because just the paint scheme looked like it could have almost been Bretonnia. And then I looked closer and I was like, oh, there's guns.
No, there's guns and there's elves. Yeah, they're little elves. Absolutely. Yeah. They just like riding their little dinosaurs. Hey, great. So enough about that stupid rumor engine. Who cares? Let's talk about the real action here. Greyboy9550 with his first super chat saying, it's funny how a month ago we were complaining about AOS drought and now we're swamped. Yes, it's absolutely true. Like, if there was ever a situation of when it rains, it pours. Gestures at the current state of the world. All right, so
yeah,
let's put it this way.
Obligatory dad joke. Dad joke. At the end of it being soggy, it rained and poured.
That is true. The end of soggy was a deluge. Now it's spicy content now. A quick note on the spicy content, the Scourge of Akshi, which we will be referring to as spicy scrolls and spicy rules, since it's, the hot realm. It's the hot ones. We're not going to talk about any of them tonight. Obviously, we've had our first two, Order and Chaos. I assume we're going to get Death tomorrow, and as I said, and then Destruction on the last day, because as always, we save the best for last. And through the Battlescroll, we know what the items are going to be, because you can just look at the Battlescroll and see like Scourge of Akshi, insert name here. But that's going to be the show next week, is deep diving on all the new rules, new scrolls, stuff like that. Okay. So I don't want to try to shortchange that or just like do half of it. So we're just going to do all of it next week. Let's start, though, with the big news out of the big summer preview with the biggest bigs of the big. That is the ogres. Okay. So we got some ogre action.
Big news.
New tyrant. You know, we've got a lot of tyrants. This one's fine, is my overall read. Like, he's fine. As we saw in the thing, there's at least a couple different builds for him here, because you can also build him like more wintry guy with some fur. It's fine. My answer on the tyrant is it's fine.
Yeah. They're keeping the aesthetic, at least for him, very consistent with what they had been doing fairly recently with ogres. So like it blends well, I think.
Sure. I mean, I love the scratches and scarification on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like the swords and the weapons. I like how they have more hammery pants now. I like that their heads are actually appropriately sized, like scaled appropriately for their bodies, as are their hands, you know, because we were dealing with like the old sort of weird heroic scale before, right? But, you know, yeah, I think he's overall fine. Then we come to the meat of the thing, as it were. Which is the gluttons. And my answer with the gluttons is these ones without the helmets, I'm completely in for and think they look wonderful. That's great. More of that. Let's do a lot of that. Okay. The ones with the helmets, that's a no from me, dog. Those helmets are just a big no. Derek Hildebrandt, can we get Haywo on the line for an ogre reaction? Oh, yes. Haywo and I were chatting. Absolutely. I mean, he put out a whole video about his reaction to all the ogres. He did an immediate tier list to them. And I think he and I are of the same mind, which is like, these guys are great. They look like a wonderful modern evolution of the original ogres. Not too complicated, Paul. If you looked at that, like, right? Like, still quite simple, not a lot extra bejangles and nonsense. That's great. Overall, very appealing figures.
Yeah. A lot of real estate to work with, to go crazy with. You know, if you want to do tattoos, if you want to do really detailed work on the skin, there's it, but it's also not a totally blank, boring canvas as well. There's a lot of texture going on.
Agreed completely. And like, my read on the gluttons is, if there are head options in the box where I can build the units without the dumb helmets and build them with these regular ogre heads that I like quite a bit. Like, I really do like the new in-scale ogre heads. They're much more characterful. Like, I like their flat. A lot of them have like very flat noses, like they've been broken multiple times and just kind of, you know, have gone wide, which, yes, makes sense. Then I'm in like Flynn. Like, these guys, like, look at these guys. They look great. Fantastic. The only negative I have to say, honestly, about them, the version without the helmets, is they have fallen victim to the strap apocalypse. Okay. Which is every model that comes out now, every AOS model has to have those annoying straps around them. Everyone. For like no reason. Now, sometimes they use it to hide joints, right? Like, you would like to hide a joint of the model, but not always. Oftentimes they're just like there. They just like have these stupid wraps, and they're really annoying to paint, and I hate them, and I wish they would stop. Please stop. Please stop. Thank you. This is my public service message. All right. Fundraising goal for Vince to do a full Ogre Army video series. Yeah, you know, could be time. Could be time. We'll see. We'll see what the super chats and everything else looks like. Absolutely. This doesn't retire Larry the Ogre, though, right? I don't know. Time will tell. Yeah, time will tell. We'll see.
Larry is just like a fixture. He's just part of the family now.
He is, but, you know, seasons change. Times come and go, right? We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but this too must pass, you know? I can tell you that I already know, if I do a new ogre, I already know what his name's going to be. So there you go. Gluttons A+ for me, as long as they don't have helmets on, even with the stupid wraps. Iron Guts, absolutely fantastic. Paul, what'd you think about the Iron Guts? I think you guys look awesome.
Yeah, they're great. Like my opinion overall, I did not see a miss in these new ogre models personally.
Nice.
Like they just all hit for me. Like it honestly is making me think about starting an ogre army, and
Sure.
I have absolutely no need for a new army of any kind. If I build this army, I probably will never play it, but I'll have it.
Sure. Sure. No, that's fair. Yeah, love the guts. Again, don't love the helmets, but again, we'll see what the non-helmet options are. Maul Beast Cavalry, everything. I'm going to stop repeating the helmet thing. I'll talk about it when there's a couple that I do like. The face on the actual Maul Beast right here, Mr. Meme, that smile, that damn smile. He looks so derpy. It's not even funny. Like, just what an absolute goober this dude is over here. But otherwise, yeah, nice, good stuff. Look great. I like the alternate version better. I assume this is like the Beast Claw version because they look more like wintry and have birds and stuff, and that's usually the sign of them being Beast Claw guys.
Yeah.
So that's cool. He has a better face too. They have different faces when you build them like this. So this is just clearly the answer.
Yeah.
And the beasts themselves are really nice. It's just like that. This one up here, Mr. Hey guys.
Hey
He's
guys.
just he looks so dumb. And then over here, this is like such better faces. Red the Maw, the High Slaughtermaster. We actually have a special character in Ogres. Oh my god. It's a big giant Slaughtermaster guy with a big pot. What'd you think about this thing?
I think my only complaint about him is that it has an awful lot of unused real estate on that base. It looks very cool. I like it in general. But it doesn't need those two guys on the side and could have just been like an oval base instead that would have like fit that silhouette better.
Yeah,
But
agree.
I don't know. You're gonna have to buy a whole bunch of crap to throw on the base or dig through your bits bin or sculpt some stuff. A lot
Yeah.
of cork gonna happen on this guy's base.
Let me answer some super chats here. David Canty, I wish they continued with AOS'd up new man-eaters, Fire Slayer, female witch elf, man ogre, KO man-eater, make it weird. Boy, David Canty, do I agree. Well, I mean, they said we haven't seen everything, so hold out hope, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going to be coming, right? But yes, I agree. I would love to see, like, man-eaters are just the coolest thing, so I'd love to see that. Hades, Death God, I love that smile, though. He's just so happy to be there. It's amazing, and it made my girlfriend want to get into ogres. All right, well, hey, there you go. Look, that's just proof that aesthetics is all personal, right? It takes all kinds. And then Chicago Hobby Hero with a big $20 super chat saying, okay, I'll start the hype train then for the video series. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Well, we'll have to see what we can do. So we'll see how that hype train if it rolls into the station or not. But I agree. A lot of negative space on this base. The wheels feel a little small on this thing. The dudes on the side look awesome. Like I love the two executioner hooded dudes. They look so cool.
Yeah, they're great sculpts. I just wish they weren't random.
Yeah, they just feel like they're just hanging out. Like they're not attached to it. They're not involved. They're just like wandering next to this guy is what it feels like. So
yeah, I mean, I would almost say it was like trying to be the kind of diorama that like Catacross is, but there's no cohesion to it. It's just like the guy on the cauldron with the Gorger dragging it, and two random dudes on the side. There's no like, I don't know. There's no altar. There's no like, I don't know. There's not even a Captain Morgan rock.
Yeah, agreed. I think this is going to take some basing work. I think you could do something really good with it though. So that's fine.
Oh yeah.
More shots of it here. Looks fine. Like the guys hanging, the meat chunks hanging off the back. The butcher. Love these guys. Love the butcher. Love him in both. I like him without the little hood on, but It's fine either way. Wonderful,
Mhm.
wonderful pose, wonderful motion. Love that the little apron is tucked under the outer edge of the gut plate. It's great. He's also like just
Mhm.
unbelievably corpulent. You love to see it. Like he's got some. He doesn't just have scars. They got like the folds, the stretch in his like
Mhm.
oversized sort of moob situation there, and you got to respect
Yeah.
that. That
Does he
is
have
some.
stretch marks?
Yeah, like look at his like look at his man pectorals, okay? And look up under his arm. You can see like right in here. These are stretch marks. These aren't scars. Right here. Like these are scars, right?
Yeah.
But this right here, this is the fleshy stretch marks, right?
That's like A+ on detail.
That's what I'm telling
right
you,
there.
man. They went all out for these guys. They were studying some references. So he is a rotund, beautiful boy. I love him. That cleaver also is just mean as all get out. I love it. Speaking of cleavers, why we've got his unit here as well, the cleavers,
Mhm.
who I also like and think they're great. This is like some of my favorite stuff from the book or from the sort of the preview, as it were, right?
Yeah.
Um, who knows what else we'll see? Something could replace them, but I think the cleaver guys are my favorite. I think I like these guys better than I like the other ones. The like what's this other version called? Gut Seers. Sure, why not?
Mhm.
I like the Gut Seer hoods, maybe, but
Yeah.
I like the aprons and stuff on the cleavers. I just think they look cooler like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all
They're
good.
both really
They're both great. Yeah, yeah. So fantastic stuff. Can't wait to see the whole book. Good things. Good things here.
yeah.
Um,
This
I
is
also
like the
okay.
update that every ogre fan has been waiting for.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like they did justice to this army properly and give people
100%.
what they've been for.
I have a feeling I'm going to want them to go farther, right? But this is good. We got like 70-80% of the way there. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an
And there's
army I
still more
would love to
models
paint,
left to
I'll
be
be
revealed.
honest. What's that?
Yeah. There's still more models left to be revealed too. They kind of
Exactly.
gave
So
us
we
a
got to
little
see
bit
what's
of
coming. That's
news.
right.
Yeah. Little cheeky stuff in the background.
Absolutely. I just wanted to also talk about this big summer preview. Chaos arrives in the old world, just because obviously all these guys are also potential models for us. So it's just a quick look,
Mhm.
really, at the models for
Yeah.
them, and it's all of this chaos stuff. Plus, it's all the Wall of Iron chaos stuff I like. I do not
Yeah.
like any of their paint jobs because they're just like completely impossible to read. These guys are steel, on
Yeah.
metal, on shiny metal. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
dude, this whatever he is, what is this guy? Chaos Lord on or Aspiring Champion on Demonic Mount. Sure, that's fine. Sounds good, buddy. Or Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount or whatever he would be when you bring him over to AOS. Man, I freaking
Yeah.
love this guy. This dude is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
that is some metal stuff right there. He has a lot of hangy bits, though. A lot of hangy bits.
Yeah. It's an interesting choice that they made too, with like the general direction of the aesthetic kind of leaning more into like the Marauder vibes
Sure.
rather than like I don't even know what to call what AOS is. It's like AOS is a little bit like cleaner.
Sure. No, it's yes, absolutely. Yes. I think you're exactly right. 100%. I was going to say cleaner. I literally was going to say that word. Chaos Knights also similarly great. I mean, we have so many Chaos Knights at this point in the Warriors. We're just spoiled for options.
Yeah.
For warriors and knights and all that stuff. You have multiple generations and options of incredible models. So fantastic. But I also wanted to shout out the return of the two-headed chaos dragon. Oh, I loved this thing when I was a young lad. The old what was his name? Helbrecht or something? No, that wasn't his name. What was his
Gullrock,
name?
I think.
What was it?
Something like Gullrock, maybe.
What was the name? Cinderfall's here. He'll know. Cinderfall. What was the name of the Chaos Dragon with the split head? He was a Zinch guy. I can't think of his name to save for my freaking life. But anyways, I thought he was the coolest fig in the world. Loved him. And I love this. Two-headed dragons are cool. So there you go.
I really like that they made it so that like there's a wizard version and a lord, like a regular chaos lord version, and you can turn one into guy on foot with the extra pieces.
Golrock. Paul is correct. There you go. Well, apparently. The one I want to say David Canty, I was thinking of Egrim von Horseman, but I don't know. I have to look that up. At any rate, yeah, great stuff. Looks amazing. Absolutely freaking weird, which is just what's wonderful about it. So weird looking. So, I don't know what he would be in AOS, but hey, okay.
I mean, Demon Prince, why not? If he fits on the base.
Demon Prince, yeah, sure. That's quite a choice. Quite a choice. All right.
Listen, that's what I had a Warriors of Chaos Old World army. I decided to just generally throw it in the bin. I had made a Chaos Lord on Dragon out of Ionis.
Sure.
Like put like a Chaos Lord on top of it and threw a bunch of chaosy bits on it. And that fit on a Demon Prince base, and he is now played as a Demon Prince for me. So if you believe, you can make it happen, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Archeon, but cooler proxy is what a lot of people are saying. Sure. He's probably smaller. That's my concern. I bet he's a lot smaller than Archeon overall, but we'll see, I guess. Yeah. And yes, so yeah, Egrim von Horseman was who I was thinking of. It's the old wizard character on Dragon, but that's like ancient days. Yes, Cinderfall, I'm very, very old. And that is who I was thinking of. He came in the little box. I can see him. I can see his 4th edition little box with the split-headed Tzeentch dragon. And I just thought he was the coolest thing in the world. Anyways, great stuff. Cool. Absolutely very cool stuff. All right. Paul, shall we head to the next item on our agenda here?
The hit parade does not end.
All right. Then let us go to the rules updates. There we go. Hey, stupid AI thing. No, I do not want you. Go away. You're dumb. Thank you. It was lined up, and then the AI thing decided to happen. So there we go. All right, now we're lined up again. Okay. Timestamp this. Let's talk Battlescroll. Almost hard to forget that, or easy to forget that this even happened. So, rules-wise, Vince, did you see the Ogre Hunters? Oh, yeah, they also did preview the Ogre Hunter guys. Yes, sorry. Looked cool as heck. Absolutely rate them as well. Yes. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, they did, because then they came out with and showed one of the other units. Yes, I forgot that they also showed that unit. I just grabbed the main article. The Hunters also looked great. Cool thing. Glad to see more cats. I like ogres with pets. I like units with pets. Pets are good. Gangs of weirdos bad. Seems like a good thing. So there we go. All right. Yeah, you can go away now. Whatever this is. Okay, thank you. All right. So I'm gonna zip through this like zippy quick, Paul, and we can hit some of the key elements or whatever. Yeah. Charge move thing is just a clarification. Nothing there. You choose which to affect. Yeah, of course, if it's equally close. So that's how everybody was doing it. Do persisting effects continue to apply to the unit that's been destroyed? Yes, they do. This one's actually shocked me, and I think this one will actually be relevant in the new season, as we'll discuss. If a player controls a piece of terrain, can a unit be counted towards contesting a different piece of terrain while still maintaining control of the first piece? Yes.
That's interesting.
Why?
I don't know. It bothers me.
You can't do that with objectives.
It bothers me that you can't can control an objective and a terrain piece with the same unit.
Sure.
Like, you should
Yeah.
only be able to control one thing with a unit at a time. Like, that just kind of feels like it follows logically.
Correct. Correct. But you can also just like, and as we'll see, as we'll talk about when we get to GHB, it's like exactly. Cinderfall says, "Wait, shouldn't that be no? So it's the same as objectives." Yes, Cinderfall. That's what I'm arguing. Absolutely. Like, why is this different? So like, and controlling terrain is actually going to be quite relevant in the new season, and so it's weird that you could just like have a big unit that has like a large footprint and control like 3 pieces of terrain simultaneously with that. There are multiple battle plans that care about controlling scenarios and or battle tactics that care about controlling terrain.
Yeah.
So this is just a weird answer, but okay, sure. So yes, as you mentioned, you can, isn't contesting different from controlling, but they specifically say control. If a player controls, can they count toward contesting while still maintaining control of the first? Yes. Contesting determines control. So if you can contest, you can control. Like, that's what that's saying. Like, okay, I've got 20 guys here. They're within 3 inches of this piece of terrain. Yeah, or like a Sons of Behemoth model. That's a great example. There you go. Single Sons of Behemoth guy standing within 3 inches of 2 pieces of terrain. Counts, he's adding 20 control to both. So,
And
like,
he could toe onto an objective and control that too.
sure. Yeah, 100%. Got them all.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. I got it.
So that was a weird answer, but okay. Let's keep going. Got to get through all this crap. This is, yeah, Spearhead stuff. Don't care. I'm sure people who play Spearhead, maybe this stuff's relevant or not. I don't know. But I'm sorry, I don't play Spearhead, so there you go. We deleted a bunch of stuff because of, New Cities book and all of that. Fire Slayers got some changes to their Rune of Farsight. I cannot tell you what this does. I didn't know what it did before. But okay. Like without somebody who knows Fire Slayers, I can't tell you what this is. Now though, you get to do a thing in the shooting phase where you do mortal damage and other ranged weapons have crit 2 hits. Okay, seems cool. I assume for your fire spitting, now you have crit 2 hits. And magmatic tunneling, pick this unit and any number of other units in its regiment if none of those units have been deployed. That's fine. I suspect that in this regiment is going to become common. I think that is a thing they're going to do a bunch of.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a string they can pull on design that they're probably going to really like and pull it a lot of times.
Yeah. This was the fixing of the keywords for cities. Like when that supplement came out, everybody was like, they don't have the right keywords. You can't actually use any of them in the legend scrolls for the next year. And it's like, yeah, obviously they're going to fix that. Well, guess what? They fixed it. So there you go. Okay, great. We can all do that now.
Everybody take a drink.
Bunch of digital stuff. Where's the other thing I cared about? Oh yeah, that's just that one as well. Bloodletters change the timing of ceaseless violence to once per turn army, any combat phase. Yeah, was this a problem? They've acted like this for a long time now, but like now's the time we got to move them onto the once per turn army. So, okay. So that's fine. The once per turn army changes there's a couple of them in here.
Yeah. Rot Sword's got that treatment too. They had one of their ability, like their shut off command abilities was not once per turn army before, and it is now. Like, I think we all kind of assumed it was going to be. Like, that's a really strong ability to just spam.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, yeah, that's fine. We've talked about, I've beat up once per turn army enough on this show. We get it. Somebody asked me in the comments last week, they were like, but it's to stop spam. What would you rather do? And I was like, okay, well, you asked, so here's a diatribe, right? Like I couldn't help myself from like responding back. I'm like, here's 3 other options that are better. I would like any of these that isn't this crap. So we've talked about it on the show. I think once per turn army is an absolute plague. That needs to be like just gutted from the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ham-fisted answer to a problem that has a lot of other better potential solutions. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Relevant change here in the cities of Sigmar. There's a little bit of cleanup on Erasmus, a little bit of cleanup on things like how that what's it called, on how that little sphere celestial works, because it's a very confusing artifact and what it's letting you whip swap people around. The relevant one here is the Free Guild Gallants, who did in fact get the cleanup. Paul changed the effect of not one step back to if this unit has not charged this turn. Add one to the attacks characteristic and damage characteristic of their weapons. Womp womp. Like they built, the way it was written originally, it really felt like they meant it to work with the cog fort, right? They were like, oh,
yeah,
cog, you can come out and you count as having charged, but you never actually charged. And then this other ability says if they didn't use a charge ability. Okay, cool. They were smart. They wrote this to be a combo, right? Nope. When they put out FAQs like this, it decreases my confidence in them. They should have just said nothing and been like, yeah, this is good. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, and would it have been broken if they didn't do that?
I mean, they're not really the most broken thing in the game or in the book by far. No, they're not even like close to the most powerful thing. They're fine. It's a perfectly fine thing. But no.
Let us have fun.
Fun not allowed, my friend. Fun not allowed. I'm glad they did clarify the heat token thing. Oh, what's that? Sorry, go ahead.
I found fun today with cog forts, and I'm excited to do things. Let's just say I purchased a second cog fort on impulse, and it was going to be a Slaves to Darkness cog fort, just because I thought it would be fun to convert. And now I'm like, oh wait, this might actually be really good.
Sure.
So anyway, I'll let that hang out there, and people can figure out what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm excited because they actually clarified how overheating works, like where you remove the tokens, because that was like a question. It doesn't read very cleanly. So thank you. One heat token for each 5+. That's how I assumed it was, but I also assumed it could have been read the other way too. So, okay, cool. Yeah. Those are nothing burger changes. Bunch of nothing. What else we got here? I don't know what this change was for Creeping Gloom. I assume it's something, but okay. Don't play Gloomspite. It's the only destruction army I don't play. I'm sorry. Hellsmiths changed the effect of reserves of demonic power to give 2 demonic power points to the target. Okay, that's fine. That's a good change. I'm okay with that. That's a good thing. I mean, we're clearly over here. There will be funeral services for the soggy war despot whose shoulders were tired for holding my army together for the last year or 9 months or whenever they released the Hellsmiths soggy scrolls. So you're gonna be missed. You're gonna be missed, buddy. It's a totally new ability. Oh, Nicholas wants to know, what are you doing for your S2D cog fort, Paul?
That's a good question. It's definitely going to involve, I happen to like randomly purchase a second set of the endless spells. So it's going to involve a lot of bits off of those. And I just have massive bits bins because I clip and save and sort all of my bits from everything ever. So I have like right next to me, like, I don't know, what's this one up? This one is just Nurgle bits all sorted out.
Sure.
I've got one of those just of Slaves to Darkness stuff in there somewhere, but there's like a whole 2 shelves of them to the right of me right now. I haven't totally decided what it's going to be yet, but there's going to be a lot of spikes, and I really like the new Warriors of Chaos stuff. So I might pick up like a pack of like just the Warriors or something like that to be like the guys on top of it.
Sure.
Something like that.
Nice. Okay, cool. Idneth got a new ability called Twin Tides. We're gonna have want to talk about. We're probably gonna do like an Idneth show. We'll do a couple shows after next week after we cover the new spicy rules. I want to do a couple shows where we talk about some specific armies of people and like what we think are like the biggest winners and losers out of the situation and like what that's going to mean for list building. And I think Idneth might be one of the bigger winners. So there you go. New thing for them.
Bet you I know who's going to be the guest for that one.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. The Light of Eltharion got his Valorous Intervention updated to cost a command point. So did, which is a very notable change, as did, what's her name when we get to the Sylvaneth? Evil Lady, Mean Lady. We'll get there.
Drycha?
Thank you. There she is. The Lord of Plagues and the Rot Swords, as you mentioned, once per turn army. So, okay, there we go. It was surprising that the Lord of Plagues was printed without the once per turn army, that you could like have that happen multiple times, which was weird. The Rot Swords.
It's been so ingrained in my brain that everything is once per turn army now. I had just not even thought about the possibility of spamming them and doing that ability more than once, but there it is.
There it is.
Right all along.
Yeah, they've trained us.
All along.
Gobsprak got his once per battle from the timing of Screaming Mandrak removed, so he can do that multiple times, which is interesting. Maybe Gobsprak will be good.
Opposite direction with that.
What's that?
It's rare that they go in the opposite direction with that.
I know, right? Yeah. The Claw Lord also now when he pulls people in, he adds +1 to hit, which is fine. The Warp Grinder's ability is different, and better because you don't just sit there and suck rolling dice, but it's still bad. So that's fine. Like it just doesn't really have a purpose. So that's cool. Paul, you were looking at this earlier, I think, in our chat we were talking about the Despoiler's Feral Ruin ability. I didn't get a chance to go compare this, but this is just like you can switch somebody's pledge, right? That's all this is doing, right? Like a thing you couldn't do before.
No, that wasn't what I was talking about, I don't think.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure Feral Ruin is just like they switched around the ability to where the Demon Prince can use this. You pick a visible, non-demon, non-unique Slaves of Darkness unit wholly within 12. Remove any current pledge they have, and then they gain a new pledge. Okay? Mm-hmm. So you can actually switch someone's keywords at the end of your turn. That seems really good. You're gaining whatever the Demon Prince has, which is fine. Like, obviously, okay. He can proselytize now.
Yeah, it's pretty good when you like give somebody like Slanesh to start, and then maybe Khorne or Nurgle after you land that big charge that you needed.
Yep. Yes, that is true. It also lets you do a free pledge on someone. Like it's an extra free pledge, right? Because they don't have to have one. Yeah. It just says remove anyone they have, and then they gain this. Well, if they have 0, it doesn't matter. You just, okay, I remove nothing and still gain that one. So it is an extra access to pledge quicker. He's, hey, followers of Khorne, abandon your belief in this false god and come join me, brothers, in the wonderful and embracing arms of Brother Nurgle. The grandfather will lift you up, fill you with the corpulent blessings of disease, and you shall see that you can stand in combat, never to fall again. Excuse me. So anyways, that's fun.
I would love to see what a Nurgle follower like pop-up tent revival would look like.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, how exactly are we baptizing people?
In some like pretty gross stuff. Yeah, Drycha has her merciless ambush. They clarified both how it works. It's in that it's a your charge phase thing now, because this was really annoying in the way it worked before, because she just went anywhere, anytime, all the time. And now it also costs a CP. So that's good. This is a good change. And then that's more or less it. Okay. Then a bunch of other crap. All right. Let's talk points. Good God. This show. All right, here we go. They said their goal overall was to like try to help certain things that were underperforming a lot. And, you know, in the Flint, Michigan water. Sure. Yeah. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good Latin.
It's a good one.
Okay. At any rate, that priest impression came way too naturally. Oh, I've got the preacher thing. Don't worry. That's 100%. You don't. Yeah, I've got that. Obviously mostly red here with daughters, though none of them huge. I will be completely honest. The blood hags going up 10 points is just like insulting to me. Like get out of here. That's nonsense. Those girls are not very good. But okay. I was unaware Daughters of Cain was just ripping it up, but apparently they were. Yeah. So who knew?
I didn't know that either. I've played against them and was like not that excited about it. So
no, I mean, like if you were playing Nurgle against them, that feels like a really great matchup.
Yeah, it was really good for me.
And it feels like in this particular coming season, it's going to be even worse for them.
Yeah.
They do not feel like a winner in the coming season. Let me just say that. So, okay. 63% win rate. Wow. Is that real? That can't be real. I got to look that up. But that's crazy, Latin. Ledgefinder General with a super chat. Johnny's rather pleased with the Seraphon rule changes, but Timmy is just inconsolable about the death of the Garanosaur. Well, there you go. Yes, indeed. Off Warhammer, if I remember correctly. I want to know what time period that's out of. Doc is absolutely busted at a high level, mostly because of Marathi movement shenanigans. Ah, okay. Okay. Interesting. Well, I would have to watch one of those, see how they play. As I said, I don't think they'll really be a winner in the current season, but I could be proven wrong. Fireslayers, big downs, just greenies across the board. So not surprising. I know they weren't doing very well right now. So ironically, I do think they'll be better in the current season. So I wonder how much of this is shooting where the target was and not where it will be. Okay. So yeah. I guess we'll see. Great. Idneth, yeah, some particularly small changes, but actually don't sleep on that Reaver change. It's not the end of the world, as we'll talk about for various and sundry reasons in future weeks. I think there is something to that. Even 10 points is not a small deal. KO obviously has been struggling a little, not crazy, and so they got a little bit of greenies. Lumineth, a little bit of a mixed bag, but on the whole, I think where it's going to end up, and somebody talked about this, somebody said like my 1950 list just went to 2060 or something a little while up, 1950 to 2060. Yeah, Sporadicus. Like where it really hurts is down here. Like in the hero section, it's kind of, it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
But in the unit section, they got hit pretty hard. Like Dawn Riders going up 20, Riverblades going up 10, Wind Chargers going up 10, Sentinels going up 10. These are all like multi-pick units in a lot of lists. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like an extremely meaningful hit on them. So somebody saying they lost like, or they gained, whatever you mean, whatever. That their list is 100 points higher. Is not at all surprising to me. But yeah, I think the Eltharion change was actually the big change for them as well. So they're getting like double hit here.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at like the math of it, the units are usually more the place where the meaningful points changes happen. Yeah. Like a 10 or 20 point shift on like a 200 or 300 point single model that you can only take one of, or that you're only ever going to take one of, that's not that big of a deal. But if you are going to take multiple reinforced units of something and it goes up 20 points, like that's a problem for a lot of list building.
Yeah. It's also weird to see the cows, the stone stuff all going down, because again, I think the stone stuff is going to be like really good in this new season. And yes, then obviously we had the 2 battle formation switches of the one going to 0 and the other going to 20. And I agree with you, Hades. I too hate when they give sub factions points. I hate that this purple chart exists at all. It should be absolutely removed, stricken from the game. It's garbo to give these things points. I'm just going to say it outright. There you go.
Yep.
It's stupid.
And they're all like meaningless numbers of points that are just like annoying if you're like, oh, I have a 1990 list, but then there's an artifact I want to take that's 20, so I can't take it.
Right.
Like
what it really means is you're just going to build to, like, if we're like Lichfinder said, Warhost of Duality is by far the best one. I wouldn't take the other ones while it exists. Like, okay, fine. Like, I agree with you. Maybe that is true. Like, it still shouldn't cost points. Like, making it 20, if it's that much better, cool. I'll just figure out how the list works to make it have that 20-point gap in it. Right? It's not going to be the difference between me taking it. Like, if it's that much of a deal breaker, then I will just find a way to get the 20 points in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything except punish you.
Yeah. If they're going to make things cost points, make them all cost points and take the 1 per restriction away.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let me just buy artifacts. Let me buy heroic traits if you're going to make them cost points.
Yep. Yes, as Spratica said, quit punishing me for taking the 1 good sub-faction you can be bothered to write. That's exactly how I feel. If it's like they made 1 good one and 3 bad ones, making the 1 good one cost points just feels terrible. It's like, oh, do I want to take this thing that does nothing for free, or just have to find the 20 points to take the only thing actually worth taking? Crazy. Okay.
Just stop writing bad rules and you won't have disproportionate lists with people taking stuff. Like, that won't happen if you just write good rules for everything.
Yeah. I blew past Seraphon, but they had a lot of green, so hopefully a good thing for them. I imagine we're not going to be that far away from a new Seraphon book. Like, obviously we're talking about the ogre stuff now, but I have to imagine Seraphon is not that far away. So I'm honestly not sure it matters too much, because my guess is pretty quickly into the season we're going to see the new Seraphon book. So
we're only missing, after ogres, only like Seraphon and Sons of Bahamut, right? Is there anything else?
I thought there was one more.
Fire Slayers?
I have to go back and look. But anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, we're down to the last couple. So, I mean, they're all going to roll out pretty fast, I think. Because the strong rumor and the very obvious thing they want to do is start the narrative event off in the fall, right? So I would imagine they're going to try to jam as many of those as they can. And Sylvaneth, big red, lot of blood here. A lot of things up points. And, this makes sense. Sylvaneth, actually pretty strong. So there you go. Let's see. The Blades of Corn, mostly green, but again, like, not in any big way that matters. It's like a lot of hero changes of 10 whatever points. It's not actually anything that's really relevant. Your units didn't really go anywhere. Oh no, the Skull Cannon went down, Paul. What are we going to do?
Here. Yeah. It's not like we're going to spam reinforced units of those like we did in like 2nd edition.
Tzeentch, who I think is one of the most powerful armies in the meta right now, who, as we'll talk about next week, is eating pretty good with their spicy rules. They, and it was Fire Slayers, by the way. So yeah, you're right. There you go. They basically dodged any real points adjustments here, I suspect, because of how sort of new they are for data collection. But what a great time to be a Tzeentch player, to just be the most filthy cheater. It's great. It's great. Does not surprise me they made the Carrick Tome cost 20 points. Again, I still hate this, but it doesn't surprise me because, Yeah. No changes with obviously Slanesh since we just got the new book. I was happy about the Hellsmiths change. I love but we are getting into Hellsmiths. We've got a challenge, Paul. We're getting into dangerous territory here. Like, you look at this, right? What do you got? You got 2 of your key heroes going down to 80 points, right? Both of those like Dominator engines that came out originally at like 190 and 200, they're down to like 150 and 160. So they've lost basically 25% of their points. Both of your core like spear and blade units are 90 points. Your Hobgrots are 70. Like, you are eroding points in this army. Like you have nothing that is expensive. You know, maybe Urktar. This is like a potential challenge, to be completely honest, that just like you're getting down into dangerously cheap territory. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's, I mean, and it's not a bad army to begin with, right?
It kind of is.
Wow.
It's pretty rough. Again, the War Despot was doing like a lot of work because he really, it was surprising how important he was there. But GW said Hellsmiths were an elite army. Yeah, this is not an elite army. No. The opposite of that for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to take mine out again soon with both the new, as we'll talk about, with the new spicy stuff as well as with these new points and see how it flies. You know, I had somebody tell me when I called out the Damon Smith on Infernal Taurus as one of the worst units, okay, in the book, I had a couple people push back on me and be like, have you never played with Bull Centaurs? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I can read. And yes, I've played with Bull Centaurs. And you know what? It's not that good because Bull Centaurs die really, really easily. Like, yeah, they'll generally crack what they hit. They're a pretty good nutcracker. But they, against a good player, you're usually forced to trade down because if anything looks at them, you just bleed Bull Centaurs because they basically have no save. And like a unit that's just like good at charging and hits hard doesn't really get you there in current AOS, right? Like that's their only trick. What do? Well, they go moderately fast and hit pretty hard on the charge. Okay. Yep. Like you're just going to end up trading down a lot. And the Damon Smith on Infernal Taurus is Garbo. And I am proud to see that they decided to pick it as a spicy scroll because they always pick the worst units as the spicy scrolls. So vindication.
Yeah.
Vindication. Okay. Anyways. Maggotkin of Nurgle. Paul. A lot of green up in the heroes.
Yep.
A lot of red down in the units.
Red down in the units. Red on the Pestigore and Rot Swords, which I think is, on one hand, kind of expected, and on the other hand, kind of like, okay, like what other units were you expecting us to take? Like, the two, like your top two picks for units to take, like went up in points. Like,
of course,
it's not so much that they went up because they're like overpowered. It's like, well, what else are we going to take?
Right. Yep.
So,
let's see.
Both Gutrot Spume went down, as well as I believe the Rotmire Creed, if I remember correctly.
The Beast of Nurgle and the Puscoil Blight Lords went down. The Rotmire Creed stayed the same at 110.
Ah, gotcha. But I'm pretty sure Gutrot Spume went down.
He did. Yes, he did. He went down.
So,
he went down 20 points. He is now an even hundo.
Yeah, my current package that is just like pet unit is Gutrot Spume and a unit of Rotmire Creed coming in off the edge of the board, popping disease at people, contesting objectives from the backfield. Nurgle has like no mobility, so coming in somebody's backfield is pretty strong sometimes.
Sure.
And a whole lot of fun. So
I mean, you'll probably need it less in the current season, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's going to be less effective in the current season.
Skaven maintains the unmitigated kings of every 3 months is just, let's watch Skaven's points go down. What's going down this time?
Yeah.
Right? Nothing goes up. It's one direction. Like if you just charted Skaven points, it would look like just
all green all the way down.
All green all the time.
It's almost like mistakes were made early in the edition and they're making up for it now with points.
I would point out that the gutter runners that just came out already dropped. They're like, nah, it's not worth it, guys.
Yeah. I mean,
even the Deathmaster backed down. The only guy who ever went up in points, the Deathmaster backed down because they're like, whatever.
Yeah, like between the points changes and the spicy rules that they just got today, I don't know, I might pull mine out.
I mean,
Could be fun.
I love Skaven, so I'm always happy to play my Skaven, and I was happy to see most of this. The funny part is like losing the soggy Brood Terror is a loss because he was good. He really was. But the regular Brood Terror honestly wasn't that terrible. Like the fact that the regular Brood Terror didn't have a ward save is what really killed him and made him really hard to play. His effect was good, and you were generally trying to keep both of them out of combat anyways. So
Yeah,
it's not like the biggest deal. But that's fine. I was really sad to see they kept that this unit cannot be reinforced for like no reason in the gutter runners and night runners, but they did. Okay. S2D. Paul, I'm so excited. Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, down. Demon Prince, down. Don't care about the Dark Oath Chieftain or the Eternus, but that's fine. And you might say, Vince, but I thought you said the hero things don't really matter. Well, it does when I play my version of S2D, that's for sure. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to talk too much about the spicy stuff, but I'm just going to say being able to theoretically get a Demon Prince up to 11 attacks with double pile in once per game, or your Ogroid Myrmidon getting up to 14 attacks, double piling in once per game.
Yeah, boy.
It is just silly. And oh, by the way, you can put either of those also in a cog fort.
Sure.
And move them up the battlefield and maybe mark them Slanesh and maybe 3d6 charge into your opponent. So that's fun.
Seems good. I fully expect Chaos Chosen to be hitting the table in mass. So welcome back. Welcome back, Chaos Chosen. In the fist fight in a phone booth season, we're about to discuss Chosen are going to get out there and do some work. And I, for one, welcome back our Chosen overlords. FEC, I would say overall not too big of an impact. The biggest thing is probably honestly the Crypt Ghoul change, the Night change. Those are probably the two that matter the most overall. Just because you actually tend to have a couple different units of those. It's probably not a whole unit you're buying, but it's something. Nagash dropping in a bunch of these death armies is really funny. Like he's down 80 in Flesh Eater Courts. He's down like 90 in Night Haunt or something. So pretty wild there. Night Haunt, big downs all the way around because you made a bad book full of bad stuff that nobody wants to play. That's a bad army. They do okay. Yeah. Like they're not in the gutter. They're not like some 30% army or something. They're just like the worst play experience. So yeah.
Yeah. They're just not fun.
Yep. OBR also big downs. Not surprising there. OBR is another like middling books. So it's been performing right according to its expectations of being middling. So some big points changes there to help. Isn't too surprising. Soulblight, who I think is a winner in the new season. Like, again, we'll talk about this at some point. I think Soulblight's going to be very strong in the new season. And Soulblight had a lot of good changes on points going down. Mostly in the hero stuff. Barrow Knights going down obviously is good. Gits, just green. Just so much green on the Gits.
Yep.
It is funny how many armies here are like, you can tell how many armies are suffering in this meta, like where it's shifting out. I'll be really curious to see how it shakes out in the new battle plans and stuff. All right. Ironjaws, also some good, decent points drops here. Nothing too absolutely crazy. The loss here of the soggy, what were they, like the weird brutes or whatever is a real shame. The little guys that could run around and give you +1 to hit.
Yeah. Ragers? Rekkas?
Yeah, the Rekkas, I think, were the ones that did it. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Brute Ragers. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The loss of the dudes that gave you +1 to hit. I don't remember which one of the weird 3-pack of just normal orcs it was, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Cruel Boys, similar story. Lots of points down here. They also did have the positive change on what's his name on Gobsprak, which is cool. nothing too huge, but you know, Gut Rippers going down 10 to 150 is that's a lot of wound density we're getting toward. We're getting up to like we're getting in clan rat territory, not far from. So, you know, like Green Mountain Model says hyped on Cruel Boys. That I don't know what to think of them in the current season. It'll be interesting. I guess we'll see. I suppose it also like what comes out of their spicy scrolls, but I'm not sure it's really going to matter too much because it's just the killer bosses. But who knows if the killer bosses show up with really great abilities, then it could be a game changer. Sometimes one can do it. Ogres don't have anything because we're waiting on the points for the book. And Sons, who cares? The Kraken Eater's down 20. It doesn't matter. And there you go.
Yep.
Woof.
Yeah, I mean, can they really do anything to Sons that's meaningful?
That's no, like I mean, really print a new book and change all the war scrolls and redesign the army. That's like what you can do there. All right. So, you know. Loss of bullies for the Cruel Boys will be rough, seeing what's in the spicy. Yeah, Cruel Boys losing Swamp Horde bullies really hurts. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, we'll see what it gets replaced with. There's 2 like heroes coming back in the spicy scrolls, we know, obviously. So it'll be a question of like, well, what's the utility those guys bring? If they just both show up as like melee foot assassins, that's a real loss. If they show up with like killer utility buffs, or dirty, like awesome dirty trick interactions and stuff, then that could be a total game changer. Like I said, you know, one War Despot, which I was like seemed overpriced when I first read him, but then I played him in Hellsmiths and it was just like a complete game changer into how the army played. So sometimes one little dumb foot hero with an awesome utility can obviously change the whole, you know, pallor of an army. All right. And with that, Paul, we've finally left the key news items behind at a cool 1 hour and 2 minutes into the show. Okay.
And that is, I don't think that's a new record on news, though.
It's not.
I mean,
it's not.
It's not even close to a new record on news, but man, that was a heck of a news segment.
Yep. So let's talk about some hobby time. Or sorry, let's talk about some pick of the week. I apologize. Paul, you've got something to share with everybody. What would you like to share?
Yes. Tale of Painters just released a new video on the green stuff world effects paints that are kind of comparable to the oh my god, why am I losing the name?
Dirty Down.
Dirty Down, the Rust and all of that. Like I've used a lot of Dirty Down Rust. Did a review and compared the Dirty Down to the green stuff world stuff. So definitely A+. I immediately went out and bought a bunch of that new green stuff world stuff personally. Partly just to try it, to be honest.
Sure.
But I thought it was a really solid review. His reviews in general of paints are really useful for me personally.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Stolly takes his paint reviews very seriously. So respect.
Yes.
Respect. So a couple of things from me. First off, I mentioned it earlier. Our good buddy Haywo has a nice little video he put out. Go check it out. I'll link it down in the description of the of his like aesthetic review of the new ogres. He does an instant tier list. It's a nice little quick 20-minute video where he talks about his concept there. Second quick pick of the week is Wargamer, the site interviewed Adam for our new book, Repent, Ye Foolish Gods, the new game we just put out. If you haven't checked out Repent, Ye Foolish Gods yet, you can check it out. You can find the link down below. The Wargamer article was very nice. Thank you for the interview and the write-up. It was super cool. Repent is obviously a game, you know, it's a solo co-op and skirmish game where you get to lead a sept of fallen and cursed warriors on a roaring rampage of revenge to kill the dark gods and all of their followers. If you like sort of classic Diablo type gameplay mixed with old school D&D, then this is a game for you. So there you go. Check it out. All right. So all of that stuff is linked down below. Paul, what have you been hobbying on, buddy? What have you been hobbying on?
Oh, I think you know what I've been hobbying on.
I do, but the point of this is more to tell the audience as opposed to me.
Oh yeah.
So what have you been hobbying on?
this beautiful thing right here. My Nurgle cog fort, all in process, converted. Got I counted up. It's gonna be like at least 10 different kits of bits in here somewhere. Um, it's been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it. Um, yeah, it's gonna take a lot. I've got a GT coming up in a couple of weeks that I'm hoping to take it to, mainly just because it's really fun and stupid. And I don't know. I think I'm probably bringing a list that is literally 5 models, which will be fun. It's like
5
Sons of
models.
Behemoth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. No, that's pretty amazing, Paul. That came out really, really well, dude. That rips. That's great. Good stuff. So
Thank
for
you.
me, I have been still project cleanup is almost done, which is like cleaning up my everything that was still like little hangover pieces and parts and bits and stuff, right? From other past projects. And so I finished out all the Hellsmiths I had except for 2 characters. So I got to go through those, and I've got all the Skaven I had hanging out done except one guy. I've got a Deathmaster left to do. Now, to be fair, he's like my 8th Deathmaster, so didn't feel super high priority, but we're gonna finish him nonetheless. So there you go. And then I'm also working on something else. All right. So, but yeah, busy hobby time. I want to finish all this stuff up basically this weekend, is my hope. Like over the holiday weekend here, I can, I got an extra day, got some good time to myself finally. Should be able to get everything done. And then it's on to some nice big display projects that I've been wanting to work on for a while. Paul, I just want to sit down and really put some paint on something. I just haven't got a chance to do it for a while, so it's going to be exciting. I mean, also in my hobby time, I wrote like almost all of our fall zine last weekend. Like I am pretty excited about the silly new game we're going to come out with in the fall zine. It's pretty exciting. And I had 2 days where I just literally had no internet. I like shut off the internet, shut off everything, I had nothing, and just worked on the book. And it was good. I like my best advice to you is focus if you can. It's just like once you get immersed in your writing, you have nothing else to do. Can't look at your phone, can't do anything like that. It will change. It will change the way you work. So, anyways, okay. With that, that brings us through the big summer preview. That brings us through the Battlescroll. But of course, there is one more big thing, and that's the main topic of the show tonight.
We got there.
The main topic tonight, we did, is the GHB. Georgia Homeboy. All right, so the General's Handbook 2026-2027 review. We got thoughts. So here we go, everybody. By the way, thank you to everybody who super chatted. Let's keep it rolling. Absolutely. Hit like, hit all those things. Thank you to everybody who's sticking with us so far. Much appreciated. I want to know, keep the comments rolling of all kinds. Like I love all the chat, all the interaction. Okay. How long before? Oh, I just saw that interval. How long before they send a cease and desist to the Dirty Down, folks? Yeah. All right. Summary of the GHB. Paul. Here is my summary. I want to see what you agree with. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it one more time here. This season is a fist fight in a phone booth. 9 of the 12 scenarios have no objectives outside of the center Warcry board. Okay, so the center of the table is a Warcry board, right? So you got a ring, and then you have a Warcry board in the middle. It's 30 by 22. In 9 of the 12 scenarios, all of the objectives, which is a high number of them, as we'll talk about in just a moment, occur only within that box.
Yeah.
Of the 3 that don't, one of the other 3 that has 2 that are outside is just like in your starting area.
Yeah.
And so it's like completely irrelevant. You're just having a deck chair sitter sit on that while you go fight in the phone booth. So really it's 10 out of the 12 are in that space. Okay. And even then the other 2 that have anything outside is minimal. Because of the way this scores, oftentimes you can actually just like not care about those objectives the way the scenarios are construed and still easily win. So we are going to be playing 2,000 point on 2,000 point armies in a space slightly larger than a Warcry board because you'll be around it a little bit. That's the season. Chris says PJ Harvey shuts off her internet when she writes new songs. Totally. But, yep. Well, PJ Harvey rules. So there you go. I think that I like some of the starting area setups. Some of them are a little annoying, but we got some really creative stuff going on here.
Yep.
I think the underdog effects are often quite large and very impactful. A little too much for my taste. I think some of these missions are a little complicated and will be harder to play. Like we're getting a little bit into the we're out of ideas, but we feel like we need to change stuff, so we're just going to make them more complicated things.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, the scoring this season is much better because it's mostly like a 3-3-4 type of situation, that kind of thing, as opposed to the old 5-3-2.
Yeah.
All right. I've got your fact sheet coming up next, Paul, with all the stuff we talked about you sent me. But what's your high level thoughts here?
Another thing to point out too about the deployment maps and where objectives are placed. At least one. I'm looking at like the summary of all 12 that I took from a screen grab from Coach's video. So I might be messing this up slightly, but one of them is also like basically a hammer and anvil deployment. So like you're not going to see that in tournaments, I don't think.
Right.
So like really you're only dealing with probably one where you have objectives outside of that center 22 by 30 box that matter. So how often is that actually going to come up? I don't know.
Sure.
Like really this game is almost entirely placed like in the middle of the board. It's going to be heavily favoring armies that are going to do well with a scrum in the middle.
Yep.
And if your shtick is dance around and do tricky shenanigans, particularly with movement, I think you are going to struggle in this season.
Agreed. This season will, like, if you can flood the middle with like either high durability or high resilience or high regeneration or just high body count, right?
Yeah.
Attrition anvils, or they're like backed by beta strike hammers, you are probably in a pretty great place to win this season. That's why I was saying, like, I think things like Doc, that's regardless of the points change, which was pretty significant, I think they were already on the back foot here. Because like Marathi, if it was relying on Marathi's movement tricks, which that's fine. I think that's just way less valuable in this season. And Doc is just an army made of paper. Slanesh is an army made of paper. Like anybody who wants to get in there and just like mix it up in the middle is just gonna like. This is a great season for Nurgle. This is a great season probably for Soulblight, who can do the body flood thing really easy and like recall them very easily, right?
Yeah. Skaven's probably in good shape, I think.
I don't know, man. They have a lot of bodies, but they all suck. And like Clan Rats have been bad forever. Maybe this is like a season where they won't suck. I don't know.
Yeah. Iron Jaws, I think.
Skaven is a very movement trick army, and they're really not tough. Yeah. Like, they die in droves. Like, I played the all Clan Rat army a couple of times. You know, like go crazy and try to make them do mortal damage and all of that, like with Physic or otherwise or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there were rounds in both games where I lost between 50 and 80 Clan Rats. Okay. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of casualties. So. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, you have a ton of them, you know. But
they just go real fast.
yeah, if they're dying that fast, that's rough. Yeah, who you just mentioned someone that Iron Jaws. Yeah, totally. Totally Iron Jaws. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
I think Iron Jaws, big stonks on Iron Jaws. Again, very excited to see what's there. Coco says 6 Storm Fiends with 2 Master Molders and a bell in the back is going to be my play. Yeah, I could see that. Like, Storm Fiends are quite tough and big and effective. So I could see that. Palace says if an army doesn't have an anvil, is chaff back to hold back the opponent and counterpunch a strategy, right? Can you chaff him and then counterpunch? Maybe is my answer. I like you're working in such a small place, and the threat range in 4th edition is so big. It's just very hard to chaff at all. One of the biggest rules changes we'll talk about that I'll mention in later on, but I'll just say it now. In this edition, is that you can't charge faction terrain anymore unless it's garrisoned, which is like a huge change to the battlefield. So, maybe some people will use that in some clever ways because it is impassable. So it makes people have to walk up to the stupid thing and punch it down. In a lot of cases, most faction terrain is impassable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trogs, Iron Jaws, maybe even Suns, Nurgle, probably S2D on the Chosen Parade. That just seems like a nightmare. S2D getting so many points drops in this season feels like they're just going to be ready to go. So we'll see. Okay. Fun facts. Most of these are thanks to one Paul Conti. So thank you, Paul, for doing the work. The deployment areas are an average of 10% larger just because of how they break out. Okay. Okay. The lowest objective, this is the telling piece right here. This is the most important fact on this sheet. The lowest objective count is 4. Only one scenario has that. The rest are 5+, meaning they're all 5 or 6.
Yep. And most of those are 5.
Yes.
With the 1, 2 more and the more being 4 scoring, it really means control 3 objectives to get 10 points. And if you can shove 1 unit up the middle into that one objective and just sit there, you're in really good shape.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is a high objective in a tight spot season.
Yep.
And on top of that, as you put here, and this is really good, terrain is all 6 big and 2 small, further cramping the board up, right?
Yeah.
The places of power becomes a very important item to control. I mean, it always did a lot because it could make objectives obscuring. That's gone, thank God. Which is great. But places of power are your main source actually of rage. And so having a dude sit there who can camp that, who can just be pumping your rage number up is actually pretty important. Because, over the course of the game, if you're hitting it every turn, you can gain 20 rage off a place of power.
Yeah.
And double ward saves are back, baby. Triple if you're Zinch. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that great, Paul? Aren't you happy about that?
I have to say, I played Zinch recently, and I did not at all hate everything about everything that army was doing. And I am so excited that they get another effective word save on top of the nonsense that they already have. I mean, why would I call it nonsense? It's just amazing abilities brought to you by the Lord of Change. He's changing the game yet again. 3 ward saves. It's like 1st edition all over again. Let's go.
Absolutely. I played against Caleb Walter, said, I am happy. Yeah, I bet, Caleb. I bet you are. Your Fate Point build is going to be doing a lot of work in this new season, by the by.
Yep.
I played against Zinch recently, and there was like a round where, like after armor saves, I got like 9 damage through. All right, let's say. Okay, I think it was about 9. And then he made his ward saves, cut it down some. Then he made his fate thing, cut it down again. That removes 1, and then he ended up going up a fate point because of the battle formation. And then he rolled dice for his fury and stopped some more. By the time I was done, I did 1 damage. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's good. It's great. Zinch has an extra just like negate damage thing they can do with their fate points. And if they're in a certain build, every time they do that, they get to roll 2 dice. They always basically they're 75% likely to refund the fate point they just spent and 25% likely to actually go up a fate point, so they stay neutral on it. So they're always effectively soaking 1 damage off. So like Zinch becomes very, very hard to kill because they'll ward save, then they'll do their fate thing to shrug off another one, and then they'll burn dice to shrug off more.
Yep.
And you might say, Vince, what are you talking about? What is this dice burning thing? What does that mean? Oh, go ahead.
One more item for this list.
Ruin my great segue. That's okay. I'm all right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your joke or whatever. Every single battle plan in this new GHB, every single one has at least part of the board where you're deploying 9 inches away from enemy territory, which means an 18-inch gap between you and your opponent in most circumstances at deployment. There's nothing that's going to be 22 inches, which several of the battle plans were in the last GHB and even more in the past. Way back in the day when we had 24 inches apart. Oh my God, that was crazy. 18 inches for every battle plan is like fast armies are going to be in your face immediately.
Sure.
All the time.
Yep.
On every battle plan.
Yeah. All right. No, that's good. So like I was saying, there's what is this extra ward save, Vince? Vince, what is it? Thank you, the Steve 19. Vince, what is this dice burning thing? What does that mean? Hey, the Steve 19, I appreciate you. I want you to know that. Let's talk about it. All right. Season rules 2026-27. If you're the attacker, set your fury level to 1. If you're the defender, set your fury level to 2. Okay. Angry Murloc noises. Where is Tyler? Is he okay? Did he fall off the earth? Yes, Tyler is fine. He's very busy. Tyler works in political consulting. So as you might imagine, he's been very busy. So
yeah, it's been a very busy decade or so for that field in general.
Yes. But yes, he's doing well. I talk to him every so often. We talk about politics a lot. Okay. So, so you get your fury level of 1 if you're the attacker, or your fury level of 2 if you're the defender. Great. How much does this matter? Well, let's see. So at the start of the battle round, you gain a number of rage dice equal to your fury level. At the end of the battle round, any unspent rage dice are lost. Okay, cool. So if your fury level is 1, you get 1 die. If it's 2, you get 2 dice. You get to use them over the course of the round, and at the end of the round, they reset. What can I do with these dice? Well, what a great question. Well, first of all, once per turn army, end of any turn, I can Eruption of Fury. Fury! I get to pick a friendly unit to use this ability, then pick an enemy unit in combat with that friendly unit to be the target, so you got to be in a fight. Pick one of the melee weapons that the unit using this ability is armed with, any weapon you want. Then spend up to 3 rage dice. Resolve a number of combat attacks against the target using the melee weapon you picked equal to the number of rage dice. The attacks cannot score critical hits. Instead, for each unmodified hit roll of 6, you do D3 mortal damage on each enemy unit in combat with the unit using this ability. And your opponent increases their fury level by 1 to a maximum of 7. However, for each unmodified hit roll of 1, you take D3 mortal damage. Ward rules cannot be made to negate these. Just make a new kind of mortal damage, okay? Just make holy wounds or something. right? You're using this text so often now, just make a new thing. This is like haste or whatever. Like just it's vigilance or haste or first strike. Just do it. Stop writing it out. Stop writing attacking does not cause Sarah Angel to tap. So you spend your dice, right? But the key here is this does not reduce your fury level, right? Okay. This just is a way to spend your dice. You are equally likely to do mortal damage to what you are fighting as you are to yourself, right? Those are both statistically even, 6 and 1. In play testing this, I found it works out exactly how you think it does. Because it's like 3 attacks, it ends up usually being nothing, even when I had big biggies hitting hard. You know, it's just most of the time you hit, you wound, or you hit, you fail to wound, you hit a little, you wound. You know what I mean? Like, and then they make their save. Like, just nothing much happens, right?
Yeah.
Because we all know 3 attacks is just very, very swingy of an effect. Even when I was like using some Rend 2, you know, big damage weapon, right? What actually happened was a bunch of mortal damage, usually to the person who used this ability.
Yep.
Right? I found the 3 extra attacks pretty underwhelming, I'll be completely honest. Like I think over the course of using this in 2 games, I maybe killed 2 models with this. Maybe. I think I did a couple mortals once. I did rail the heck out of myself. That's for sure. Right? It's not that there aren't exceptions. Sure, if you've got like somebody who's on, you know, 2s and 2s or some insane thing happening where you're just like an absolute monster, like a Scarbrand or something. Right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, I had Shalaxi in there with her claws, making more attacks with my rage dice than I could do with my actual normal attack profile. And it basically amounted to not much, except damage on Shalaxi. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's also like, think about it this way too, is like, if your crit abilities don't work, for one, and number 2, all of your crits are turning into D3 mortals now. Right? It's not that you get the D3 mortals on top, if I'm reading this correctly.
You're correct. It just turns into that. Yeah.
Right. So you are crit D3 mortals. So all of your 6s go away, all of your 1s go away.
Yep.
If you're already hitting on a 4+,
right.
If you're like, I'm going to swing this damage 4, damage 5 weapon, but it hits on a 4, well, congratulations. Now it effectively hits on a 5, right? Because otherwise, you're just going to get D3 mortals if you hit on a 6, if you roll a 6 to hit.
Right.
And then on top of that, because of the timing of when this happens, you can't all-out attack that. So if it's an attack that you're ordinarily really relying on the all-out attack to get everything in that you really want, suddenly it's a lot less impactful. Like, that attack isn't as good as you think it is. And then for attacks like one of the first things I saw was people being like, oh, I get 7 attacks on Slayer of Kings now. No, you don't, because timing is end of turn.
Paul, quick correction. You're absolutely right. As people are pointing out in the comments, it is in addition. Like, inflict an additional D3 mortal damage. Yes, you still do your normal damage. Yes, but your normal crit abilities won't apply. Like, if you have crit mortals or something, that doesn't apply. But you do get your normal damage still. Again, assuming the
never mind what I said then. Ignore all of that. I read it incorrectly. Never mind.
That's fine. It's all good. Here's the thing. This is fine. I'm not saying it's bad. And also, yes, AOA, you can, because the way it structures a reaction, it's not phase locked. So you could technically AOA at the end of turn. You're not going to for these 3 dice. You're just not. That's like a terrible use of your command points. You're not going to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
It is within the rules to do so, but you're probably foolish if you do so. Yeah. What I found this to be is like mostly a nothing burger. I'm just going to be completely honest. I know when you read it in your head, you're like, oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to have my like 5 damage attack and I'm going to come in with a giant hammer off the cow mountain or, you know, whatever. Pick your giant monster that you have. And it's like, yeah, sure. Once in a while, that's what will happen. And it will like do some, it will pop off. Most of the time, it's just going to end up being like pretty much nothing. Some more, maybe a little bit of damage to them, a little bit of damage to you, maybe, right? Again, it's not that there aren't particular exceptions, but I will say even using big damage like highly accurate attackers, it just doesn't. It's 3 dice, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you look at a model and you see 3 attacks, you're generally not very excited because you know how swingy that is. That's it. Right? So and the fact that it has a crackback on you as well means you will just take damage. Like, it will happen.
Yeah.
So again, just you know, enjoy hurting yourself is what I'll say. Okay. The fight through the pain is your other ward save. This one's differently structured. Before allocating damage to a friendly unit, you can spend any number of rage dice. For each rage dice spent, reduce your fury level by 1 to a minimum of 0. So this one actually reduces your fury level, right? Permanently, which is going to affect your dice. But it gives you basically a 3-up super ward, right? That's what's happening here. So
3-up wards are really good.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this is very impressive, right? Here's my thing. Fight through the pain is going to end up being way more meaningful than Eruption of Fury, even though it burns your fury level. It just will.
Yep. Totally agree.
Because you will just be able to blunt some attack that they thought was going to be the thing. You will be able to blunt it using this amongst other defensive tricks and soak off some amount of the damage. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, and also, one of the things that I've been thinking about with this too is if you go for the extra attacks, or you're planning to go for the extra attacks, well, that's going to be with something huge that has a big multi-damage weapon. Or shouldn't the other thing that it's in combat with already be dead? Like, it probably will be if it's an attack worth having. If it's an attack worth spending rage dice on, then whatever you're attacking should probably be dead. So unless you did some sort of movement trick or something, like maybe you powered through, I don't know. But
yeah, it should also be stated this is like an anytime ability. It's just a passive thing you do, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, you can just use this anytime you need to punch the Whopper button here, and when you don't be wanting to take damage. Okay. Now, obviously, if all you were relying on to get Fury was the initial Fury level, and then your opponent using Eruption of Fury on you, right? That would not be a very good way to build Fury. But don't worry. There is, in fact, more ways to get Fury. Chief amongst them is the new Activate Place of Power, which is worth talking about because it is completely different.
Yeah.
So, once per turn army, start of any turn. Not necessarily, especially if I'm fighting multiple targets, it's swingy damage, but it can be big. Again, yes. I just, okay, guys. I need y'all to stop your Rift brains. All right? Like, when I play Rifts and I read the stats, I picture the best case scenario. Oh, my stats are 46 plus 6. Cool. My stat is 30. Okay? That's how I read it in my head. And when you picture this using the Eruption of Rage, everyone goes to immediately like the best case scenario. I'm using this thing that's just like 2s down the line with all this rend and high damage, and I'm in combat with 7 units, and I pop it off, and it's D3 mortals to everything. And like, yeah, man, if that happens, great. Okay? Like, sure. That will occur sometimes. Like, rarely, but it will happen. It will also happen that you will do it and roll 2 1s and kill the thing you're fighting with.
Yeah.
Right? Like, both of those are going to occur equally. right? That's what I'm trying to impress here. It is a swingy effect. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it is a swingy effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're going to do the math hammer on stuff, you know, with big, swingy, high damage attacks, you can't go to like the average because the average is not going to give you a number that makes any sense.
Right.
Like,
That's too low.
you
You're
have
too far
to,
out. Like there's no statistical significance, no law of large numbers. It's just like sometimes it'll be 10 and sometimes it'll be 0 and you do 5 damage to yourself. Those are like
yeah.
radically different situations. You can't just average it to be like 1.5 damage.
Yeah. Like the only thing that's going to make sense is like the median probably. But you need to do it out like, you know, like rounding everything, not like 3 attacks divided by 2 because it's a 4-up. Like, no, that's definitely not gonna work. Like,
Sure.
it's not gonna give you an answer that makes sense. So, be very careful with trying to math out, you know, this rage dice stuff because it's not going to give you the answer that you think it's going to give you.
Sure. Coco says, I mean, swinging is funny. I'm not playing a warp grinder to win. I'm playing a warp grinder to go, whoa, 5 damage. Fair enough. Totally fair.
Hell yeah.
Reloria, on average, I agree it's not impactful, but we play Warhammer because statistically improbable things happen and those create epic moments. I don't disagree with that. I'm not trying to be a parade rainer over here. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I see some people putting a little too much hope into this. Like, hey, what's in the box? Could be anything. Could be a boat. You know, like, let's bring it down a bit. It's a cool ability and it will get used. And there will be like a table in the tournament where it just absolutely wrecks the enemy and turns the game. Out of 100 tables, there will be one where it's just like, that's going amazing. Right.
Yeah.
So,
like, this rule is amazing for Timmy.
sure.
I cannot stress that enough. This rule is just, it's Timmy down the line. And one of the things that I have criticized GW for of late is they don't design enough for Timmy anymore, and they don't design enough for Johnny anymore. And this is Timmy, like right here. This is Timmy wants to do this all day long, and like kudos to GW for it, like for recognizing that. Like let's write a great Timmy rule.
Yeah, I also want to say that given that you're like kind of swinging for the fences, everybody talks about using it with like big monsters. But I actually think that's like the highest risk sort of version of the play because it is really easy to pop 1 or 2 ones and like actually do significant damage to your monster when they don't tend to have a lot of wounds versus their points ratio. Whereas like if you actually just have a relatively decent sized unit that's like 2 damage, right? Just anything like that, but has a good sized footprint, that's actually much more likely to be in combat with multiple units, with multiple enemy units, right? Where you can just like, you're just rolling for the 6s. And if you do roll the 1s, it's a lot less impactful to the unit with like 20, 30, 40 health. You know what I'm saying? Than it is. Yes, you don't get as much damage on like the actual hit non-6s potentially, but your top end is actually way higher because it's just much easier to get like a wide footprint unit into combat with like 4 or 5 enemies or 3 enemies than it is like a single monster.
Yep.
So at any rate, and like again, if that unit takes like 2 or 5 mortal wounds, it's like, okay, well, that sucks, but there you go. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like 40 clan rats tagging 5 units. Yeah, like, oh, sure. Who cares? Oh no. Oh no. I took some D3s. But like if I pop 1 or 2 6s, what a day. What a glorious day. I think that's my point, right? It actually is a bit counterintuitive. You feel like you want to use the monster, but I really do think that like a big unit that has a huge footprint can actually make more use out of the swinginess of the thing. So, at any rate. Jag1519 with a super chat. Hey, Vince. Sorry to go off topic. Hey, that's okay. But any chance of videos on more storage solutions for all the hobby tools and supplies? The organizing bits video helps, but it's a topic that's not discussed as much. What a good idea that is. Sure. I'm writing it down right now. Organizing your hobby stuff. I love it. What a great idea for a video. Okay. That's great. So the answer is yes. I don't know when, but I'll get to it. That's a great idea. All right, let's talk about this place of power. So you're still within 3 inches. You use the thing. Okay, that's fine. Roll a die. On a 1, that hero takes some mortal damage. Owies, kapowies. On a 2+, great. You get to do one of the following things. Ignite Fury. Gain 2 rage dice, then increase your fury level by 2 to a maximum of 7. Let me tell you what, Paul. I was riding this in both the games I played. I was riding at 7 the whole time, burning down and going right back, baby. Like I had somebody camping a place of power every game and just like, yep, just fury, fury, fury. Let's go. That was just like all I was doing, period. Okay.
Yep.
You could also channel Wrath. If the hero is a wizard or priest, you can add 1 to casting or chanting rolls for the rest of the turn, which is very good, obviously. That's a very good ability. And then Dizzying Rage for the rest of the turn. If that hero is not a wizard or priest, they can use Unbind or Banish Manifestation as if they had Wizard 1. Nope. I want Fury. Mainly because it's such, you could just like, because that's actually increasing both your current dice and your Fury level. It's doing both, right?
Mhm.
That is giving you a, that's like just super pumping you back up, right? So you can use more for the wound shake if you want to. And yes, no more nominate things as obscuring. So there you go. Any thoughts on the place of power before we get into the specific scenarios, my man?
I mean, I think the thing you're going to use it most for is pump up your rage.
Mhm.
And that means your list building may start including like a rando cheap hero to go camp on the place of power to get your extra rage.
Yeah.
Um,
I will
but
say
the
if you've got like a double priest or a great multicaster, you're going to go channel Wrath, obviously, because that's like such a free, awesome
Yeah.
bonus. But outside of those, like where your army is pretty intensely concerned about their spellcasting or praying, you're just gonna pump your fury up. So
Yep. Also, I mean, we're going to notice when we go through the missions, but there's less places of power this season than there were in previous seasons. So I think it's going to be it that is going to factor into it as well. Potentially like fighting over places of power to try and keep your opponent off of it to keep them from accumulating rage. Yeah, there might actually be some play in like competing over the rage mechanic.
yeah, absolutely. Cinderfall Gaming, pump it louder. Everyone's just having a party listening to Black Eyed Peas at the Place of Power. Cinderfall, no one in my army is listening to the Black Eyed Peas ever, as neither am I, because they're a terrible band that makes terrible music. And the best thing we ever did was leave them in the ash bin of history. There you go. So that's fine. That's my response on that. Okay. So let's talk about battle plans. Here we go.
Let's go. It's only an hour and 45 minutes into the show.
It's fine. Exactly. Mega show. Mega show. All right. So here we go.
Good thing I don't have work tomorrow. It's great.
I do very early, but that's all right. Okay. So into the fire, and we will walk through the fire. All right. So little bit of a pseudo long ways deployment, right? Kind of. A little bit.
Yep.
And then we've got little sort of standard 5 box. This is one of the ones that has 2 that actually fall outside the box slightly.
Yep.
In both the little, I don't know their new names yet. So the yellow sun and the little black sticks. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're slightly outside, right?
Yeah. What annoys me is that the red ones are like golden lion something, I think. And like they really missed a trick on making the yellow ones the golden thing.
Yeah. We'll just call them like Comet, Pea Crown, Black Sticks, and Red Lion. There you go. That's what we'll call them.
Yep. There it is.
So no, battle tactics will be afterward, Reloria. I want to do the scenarios first and then talk about the battle tactics in light of the understanding the scenarios. Both players' armies have the Secure the Gateway ability. While you are the underdog, your army has the Determined Defenders ability. Secure the Gateway. While you control the place of power, wholly within friendly territory, friendly units and melee weapons have anti-charge +1 rend while they are contesting an objective you control. We are just bound and determined to make anti-charge +1 rend a thing. We're trying so hard. Like, it is... Tell you what, man. We want to make this happen. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, it's great for, like, rot swords.
Sure.
Let's go.
It's not that there's not units it's good for. It's just like, this is the most fetch thing. They are determined. Speaking of determined defenders, this is the thing you get to use if you're the underdog. Add 3 to the control scores of friendly units while they're wholly outside enemy territory. It's fine. That's nothing. This is not one of the underdog abilities I was concerned with. Your underdog ability is basically nothing.
Yeah, like this whole thing doesn't do a lot.
And then this one right here is your standard exact 3-3-4. 3 for controlling 1, 3 for controlling 2, 4 for controlling more than your opponent, right? And so obviously it's going to lead to a scrum in the middle, because what happens here when you look at this, assuming it's built as per the terrain map, this person naturally grabs these 2. This person naturally grabs these 2. What do? You fight over Blue Comet in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. Like, yep. Because you got a big piece of terrain blocking you here. You got to go around in some way. Like, it's not, that stuff does matter, right? And so on and so forth. Like, like this, it'll end up being a fight right along this axis right here.
Yeah. So.
Stop trying to make +3 control score happen, Becky. Yeah, exactly. That is really something they're trying to make happen. We promise you, +3 control score will matter. It won't.
Yeah, it's going to be like +10 to matter.
Right. Right. They figured it out for a lot of new books, but they didn't figure it out for this. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. It's a sort of mostly long way scenario, but not annoyingly so. Like, I like any long way scenario where you can't, where the reach across square, like if I'm on this side, this square is not a real square for me. You know what I'm saying, Paul? Like the top, the opposing corner is not a real square for me. I mean, it's just that it is funny to me how empty those 2 corner squares are. They're just nothing. There's no terrain, there's no objectives. Just 0.
Yeah, might as well just say put your battle tome here.
Yeah,
like, this is where your dice tray goes. This is where your cards go. This is where your like that's where all of that goes.
Yep. Thank you for leaving me the corner for corpses. You know, battle tomes, books, sheets of paper. Yes, exactly. Okay. This one's fine. I like this one. It's fine.
Yeah, I think the general deployment of this, though, being basically like the sideways hammer and anvil thing, is going to make this not appear in a lot of GTs. I think it's going to be a little.
I disagree. I think this one will get played a lot, actually, because it's a great round 1 to warm everybody up. It's very simple. It's a big fight in the middle. It's extremely simple scoring. It's a perfect round 1. Just let everybody get hot, right? You don't want to like cold start into some of these later ones because you're just like, it's too much for round 1 on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
That's true.
Bloodstained Coasts. I played this one. This one is interesting, to say the least. So, twist. From the second battle round onward, both players can use the following abilities. Long story short here is you get some Emberstone slivers. You assign it to a unit contesting an objective, right? And then in any combat phase, you can pick a friendly unit that charged and has any slivers, and you can then burn the sliver to either get +1 to hit or +1 to wound. If you're the underdog, you remove that unit's Everstone sliver. If you're not the underdog, you remove all of your Everstone slivers when you pop this ability. Okay, that's fine. I will say it doesn't read like it here in the map. This one is so claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Okay. Like when we play with the terrain maps, like exactly as you see them here, right? And that right side of the board with the red lions and the black sticks, okay, is like, and then the two golden, the two like pea suns being right there. Good God. You are just like, it is so unbelievably congested over there, right? Those objectives are barely any distance apart.
Yeah, they're right on top of each other.
Right. Both the yellows and like the three, they're sitting so close. And again, all 6 of these objectives are within the Warcry board. And this whole board is then bounded by these big pieces of terrain. Right?
Yeah. Like you're basically, like, again, like that whole left quadrant of the board might as well not exist.
Right. Sure, of course. It's meant to be like the ocean, I think. Is kind of what this is. I assume because it's like coast. So I assume you're like on the beach is how I'm picturing this being. So
yeah. Interesting on this one that there's only one place of power on the board, and it's the
no, there's 2. There's a little one and a big one.
There's a little that was too small for me to even notice.
I know, because when I played this, I rode that little one like I was at Cedar Point, the roller coaster.
Yep. Yeah. Like that one that's all the way to the left, though, like that's just way out of the way. That might as well not.
I mean, if you have a little teleporting hero, what a great thing for him to just go sit on the backside of and get for free. No one's ever going to go mess with him, because why would you ever go touch that hero? You'd be so far out of position. You're just like miles away from the action. The scoring on this one's also kind of interesting. It's 3 for 1, 3 for 2. In the first round, it's 4 for more. And then in the second battle round onward, it's 4 if you trade. Right?
Yeah. That's very interesting.
It does lead, like, I will say, this one leads because the objectives are just like so close. Again, we talked about how like movement is not as valuable in this season. This is like the perfect example of that. As a Nurgle army, you're like in the middle with like a 4-inch move. Who cares? You can charge like 3 different objectives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Just with no effort. They're so close. And so like being able to, one, stop them from getting control of any of yours is very powerful, right? And then like having a strike force, they can just like get one of theirs matters a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The trading thing ends up playing a really interesting tempo where eventually you're going to want to like, you want to just move into a position where you're not scoring the 4 anymore, but they can't either.
Yeah.
And you just, as a game, you just kind of shut that off. If you've like, you want to try to get up on it and then lock in place.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a really interesting layout of the objectives, like, and the territories and all that. Like, I like that they're going into some territory they haven't really done before. Right? Like usually it's like perfectly symmetrical, like long ways and short ways on the board. And having something about the board being asymmetrical, which comes up in a few of these, like I definitely like that concept. But this particular one is like it's rough. Like 6 objectives in that small of an area is tough. I would have liked this one better if it was 5 and like that black cross sticks thing wasn't there.
Sure.
I think that would have made this a more interesting battle plan.
It's an interesting one for sure. This I will say this was fun to play, but again, I was playing like a fast dancey army and that didn't work. I got smashed. Okay. Avalanche of Ash. So this has, if you're the underdog, you must use the following ability. Once per battle round, start of the battle round, the underdog must collapsing pass, pick each objective to be the targets, then pick one of the targets to be the focus. Roll a dice for each target, so for every objective. Add 1 to the roll for each unit, friendly and enemy, that is contesting it. If the target is the focus, you can add 3 to or subtract 3 from the roll. Okay. On an 8+, remove the target from the battlefield, so the objective goes away. Okay. So effectively from round 2 on, you must do this because no one's the underdog in round 1, obviously. Right.
Right. I love battle plans where you can potentially remove objectives from the battlefield.
Sure. This is one of the ones I was talking about with like the really intense underdog benefit. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you being able to decide the focus is so relevant.
Yeah. That's really going to save the game.
Yes, absolutely. Because when you look at the scoring, it's 3 for 1, 3 for 2, 4 if you control more objectives than your opponent. Okay. And then 3 victory points if there's no more than 1 objective on the battlefield and you control a non-faction terrain feature within enemy territory, or 7 victory points if there are no objectives on the battlefield and you control more non-faction terrain features than your opponent. Realistically, that's not going to come up too often, okay? Because you'd have to like eat all the objectives very quickly. Like you'd kind of have to all be huddled on there. You need a lot of people contesting the objective, have a lot of rolls that just like popped 5s and 6s when they had multi-units on them, right? That kind of thing, to actually eat all of them. Wouldn't be the most, it's not a modal outcome, but obviously those last 2 are mostly there to just like guard against the possibility that occurs, right?
Yeah.
But I like the setup on this one. I like the sort of shifted boxes. I don't mind this at all. Again, both people have a place of power they can relatively easily get to. There's like 2 little places of power. You can have a hero like under the blue comet that just kind of shoots over to the left. You won't have access to it round 1 unless they have some kind of weird hero phase teleport, but then you can pretty much ride it for the game. Again, you got 6 objectives. They're all in the Warcry space. A little more distance in between because they are 22 inches apart. Well, they're not 22 inches apart. They're 3.
They're centered. They're 22 inches apart.
They're 16 plus 20 millimeters, a little less than an inch. So they're 14 and 0.3 inches apart or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, again, that's still pretty close. The key with this one is like being the underdog. Like you are highly encouraged to keep like 1 unit on an objective. Because if there's only 1 unit on an objective, or if you got 1 deck chair unit sitting on an objective, it can't collapse if it's not the focus.
Yep.
Right? Because your maximum roll is now a 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So like you need to make sure that as you take over objectives, like let's say you've got a hero who's going along with the guy. Okay, the hero stands right off the objective, the unit's on the objective or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And 2, you're like highly incentivized to like underscore your opponent by hopefully like just whatever points you can. Like get as close to 1 point under, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then yes, if you can like knock out one of their core objectives, like as mentioned, yeah, the red lion or the yellow or P-Sun, right? That's a huge swing in your favor for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this really does feel like the kind of game where you want to try to like win the battle, but underdog your opponent just slightly. set yourself up to just like battle tactic hard through like round 1 and 2 without actually scoring them. And then like if you can knock out 1 or 2 of their objectives, you're just like in the money. Then you just like run the table on battle tactics and go, and you explode out from underdog to grab the easy win.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I definitely like this battle plan a lot.
Yeah,
Like this is a really interesting design to me.
sure.
That's actually gonna like it 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 does things that a lot of the old battle plans from much older GHBs did, where like, you know, objectives can disappear, objectives are going to have different values. It's forcing you to kind of move around the board in different ways. It creates some incentives and like, give and take. Like I feel like this is how I want more battle plans to be designed.
Yeah, I'll say the only downside to it is like if you really think about the math of what the focus means. Like let's say you underdog your opponent round 1 and 2.
Yep.
Okay? And you happen to get lucky. And you're up all night for good fun. You're up all night to get lucky. And you roll the 4+. Like they're being smart. They keep 1 unit on each of their core objectives, right?
Mhm.
Which means you need to roll a 4 on the D6 to
Yep.
pop their objective, right? 1 unit plus 3. And then you burst out and you take the lead, and now they're the underdog, right?
Yep.
And then they just round 3 and 4 just don't happen to roll a 4+.
Yep.
Like that's not statistically weird.
Yeah.
That would just be a completely normal within the first standard deviation outcome, and through literally no fault of theirs, right? They're just like they are guaranteed to lose this game.
Yep.
Like making this entire map on a coin flip. What's the most you've ever lost on a coin flip? Right? And so that part I don't love, honestly. I am always a little suspect of like the objective is lava scenarios in general, and this is very much one of those. So, okay. Next up, Caverns of Slaughter. This is a true long ways map. We're playing a lot more with the length of the board here because they hate tournament organizers.
Yep.
But this one is truly a length of the map one. Like this is your old battle for the past type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yet again, 5 objectives, all sitting right in that center box, like we've mentioned, right?
Yep.
If you're the underdog, then you can use the Shifting Passages ability. Both players can use the Navigate the Tunnels ability. So once per battle round, start of the battle round, Shifting Passages. Declare, pick 2 non-faction terrain features to be the targets. Effect, remove all hidden passage tokens from the battlefield, if any. Then give each target a hidden passage token. Okay, so you get to pick A and B, 2 non-faction terrain pieces, right? Okay, and now they're linked. Then once per turn army, your movement phase, navigate the tunnels. Pick a friendly unit wholly within 6 inches of a terrain feature that has a hidden passage token to be the target. Effect, remove the target from the battlefield and set it up again wholly within 6 inches of a different terrain feature that has a hidden passage token and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. And then 1, 2 more. Or sorry, I'm lying. 1, 2 pairs. I apologize. 1, 2 pairs. Yes, null holes for all. So like this is a weird one.
Yes.
What cook on this for a minute. How do you feel about this one?
The terrain placement, I think, makes this one a challenge to analyze.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because we're like you're giving everybody the potential to teleport around the board, but the 2 places that you would really want to teleport to are the ones like right in the middle of the board where all the objectives are, but you can't really get there. right? Like nobody's
it's gonna
ever
be so
going.
thick with people that it's being 9 inches
Right.
away is very unlikely. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's going to be too clogged. And then to pop up on any of the other objectives is like you really only you're not going to have a lot of places where you can meaningfully pop up out of your pseudo gnaw holes, and have it be relevant. Like I don't think you can, like you might be able to pop up onto an objective if your opponent is leaving it completely undefended, but it's very easy for your opponent to play around you being able to use this meaningfully. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not sure what I think about this one. I'm of two minds on this. Okay, the first thing I think is that the blue objective, the blue comet, is the biggest constellation non anything in history. It's a distraction.
yeah.
Okay. Like what you actually imagine happening here is like a classic thing that'll happen in a battle like this is the clock shift,
Hmm.
right? You go echelon right, they go echelon right, everybody, you just rotate, right? Very classic
Yeah.
sort of movement, right? And like, I can see a game here. I'm not saying this is like the modal outcome, but maybe it is. I don't know. Where you grab both of the yellows, like let's say you're the blue player, you grab both of the yellows. You're the or defender, whatever. You're the attacker. You take both of the reds, right? You both
Hmm.
ignore the blue because it literally doesn't matter. It's worth nothing, right? You're both scoring
Yeah.
10 points right now. It's like simultaneously, you're both scoring 10 points without ever fighting, right?
Yeah.
Your entire army is just like set up in those two places, and you've got it blocked off. If somebody can land a 9-inch charge or something, that's fine. But otherwise, like, who cares if they do? You just go double castle and circle your two things and stop and go nowhere. Like, go ahead,
Yeah.
use the hidden passages. I don't care. Like, I don't have a weak side of my castle, right? Like, picture your Nurgle, right? Okay.
Mhm.
You've got like the rot swords with the Lord and everything on one of the like the forward objective, and you've got your
Plague
uh
bearers, probably.
well, or the other guys, the
Pestilor.
stupid plague beasts. What are their names?
Pestilor.
Pestigore. Thank you. You got your Pestigore, like 2 units of Pestigore on the other one or something, right? Or whatever. And then you've got a few floating things in the middle, right? To just like do whatever, to just board to zone. So you have two strong castle things that like no one wants to crack, right? You don't want to charge
Yeah.
into that because you just die. Sylvaneth would do this really well as well, by the way. Like Sylvaneth could absolutely just set up a grotesque castle around these two objectives, right?
Yep.
And you're both just going to sit there and score 10. And so it just literally comes down to battle tactics. That's it. And like
Yeah.
the tunnels don't matter at all. It's completely irrelevant. Like, go ahead, teleport around the board. Neat. You're 9 inches away from my thing. You can just walk up to me. Like, I'm not making it hard for you to get at me. I don't care. All right. Come on in. You aren't cracking this. Right. And they're in the same place you are. And then like the winner's just going to be who can do battle tactics better. That's it.
Yeah.
And or who has worse attrition anvils, right? Like if you're the Nurgle player going against the Slaanesh player on this, it's like, well, Slaanesh loses because the Nurgle player can just set up their double castle, auto score the 10, and like there's no way that the Slaanesh player can hold their two objectives with the same resilience that the Nurgle player can. Like it's just instant lose if you can't set up a strong castle like that.
Yeah. I think the moral of the story on a lot of these battle plans is if you can have two really strong castle units, you're in really good shape.
Yeah, like the absolutely in this season, like the double castle with a striker unit that can sally forth, like a mobile striker unit that can sit behind and then pop out, is probably a very strong build. Yes.
Yep.
Like again, I think of like Slaves to Darkness. You've got like some Chaos Warriors, a giant block of Chaos Warriors on one Mark Nurgle, giant brick of Chosen on the forward one. It's just like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Demon Prince floating around, that kind of thing. All right. Anyways, you get it. All right. What is ours? I love this setup. This setup is wild, right? So while the battle round number is odd, the red lions, I know it says golden lions, refuse. I agree with you, Paul. You're absolutely right. You have golden objectives. Don't call the thing whatever. So stupid. Okay. The red objectives is the coveted pair objectives. So in 1, 3, and 5.
Yep.
While the battle round number is even, the P objectives are the coveted pair of objectives. So 2 and 4. So reds, 1, 3, 5, yellows, 2, 4. Okay, great. If you're the underdog, you can use the following ability. Once per battle round, start of the battle round, all the rage. Pick a pair of objectives to be the target for the rest of the battle round. The target is the coveted pair of objectives instead of the other pair of objectives. Cool. So we can just go ahead and ignore everything you just said because it doesn't matter. Because in rounds 2 through 5, the actual coveted pair of objectives are just whatever the hell the underdog wants.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I go to like the really strong underdog ability. This is a very, very strong one, like potentially game-winning version.
Yeah. I think really interesting deployment map and arrangement of objectives.
Right.
I really like that a lot. I'm a big fan of asymmetrical but man, look at the terrain on this. Like
Sure.
all the terrain is saying you don't play around the outside. You
Right.
force everything to the middle. The middle is what matters. And
I mean, the left side of this board is literally nothing again, just nothing.
Right. Yeah. And all of the action is going to be that red objective all the way to the right. Like that's going to be the thing that's where the battle really is.
Here's what I'm thinking, right? Like if you can underscore your opponent and control underdog. My first question is how much of my army can I fit in that bottom 15 by 11 square? The singular square, right? Okay. Because if I can fit my whole army in that yellow square, more or less, except for maybe some other troops that I'm just like putting out there for battle tactics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I can pretty easily, like, if I can push north and knock them out of their little square, their counter square, right? If I can take control of that side of the board, but ride underdog, then I can make sure that the Sunseekers are coveted the entire game, and that gives me 3-3-4 the entire game because I just control. If I control the right side of the board, I can and remain underdog in 3. I win the game.
Yeah.
Right? Because 2 and 4 yellow will automatically be the coveted. All I need to do is overwrite the rule on 3, and then I'm automatically going 10-10-10 if I control that side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And the entire rest of the board is just like irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like I literally just spread out right here. This is my area. I'm in this. My entire army starts from here, maybe a little bit here, just to be like potentially grabbing this if I need to or whatever, or be a distraction. But then really what I do is shoot out strong from here, set up my whole army right here, kill whatever they have over here, and then like boom, this is it. If they match me, our entire armies are going to blast out of a 15 by 11 square and have the biggest fight, as you said, on the right side. Red lion, right?
Yep. And that blue objective, does that ever matter?
No.
Never.
Yet again, like just they keep including these like weird bonus objectives that just like won't matter. This one could matter at least mathematically because it could be the one you use to get more in certain situations, obviously, but it doesn't have to. Like optimal play, it doesn't matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways,
I mean, again, bonus points to them for asymmetrical. I like it. but this is going to be how this one goes is very predictable.
Yeah, agreed. All right, number 6. Hidden underneath ash clouds. At the start of each battle round, the underdog must pick whether or not the ash clouds are low-lying. If there is no underdog, the ash clouds are low-lying. So in other words, in turn 1, right? Or any turn you tie.
Yeah.
The following passive ability applies in this battle. Rolling ash clouds. While the ash clouds are low-lying, units and manifestations cannot be set up in neutral territory. In other words, in the Warcry board in the middle where everything is.
Yep. So no teleports.
Correct. Yep.
No
teleports,
out.
no setting up your manifestations in there. Units and manifestations cannot end a move within neutral territory unless they started that move wholly within neutral territory. So in the first round, you can't get in the middle. Right? Because you can either set up into it nor move into it because you couldn't have started there. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
Models and manifestations are not visible to other models more than 3 inches away unless a straight line can be drawn between any points in their bases that does not cross neutral territory. Yeah, that is true. Deployment moves are GOAT. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That is true. Your pregame deployment moves will let you get into the neutral territory before the clouds become low-lying. And then anybody else is just locked out from getting at you. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you have a pregame move or like a pregame, you can set somebody up randomly somewhere else in the board or something, you know? Yeah. Crazy strong.
Yeah. There's not too many of those abilities though.
I mean, most armies, well, a lot of armies have like one weird unit that can do it. Right? That have like a pregame deployment move. And when they do, it's real impactful. Because if your opponent doesn't, then you basically get 10 that first round, right? Because you're the only one who can access the blue one, right?
I mean, if you can move far enough to get there.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, let's do the math. You start here on this line in the center. So you're 11 inches forward, right? You pregame move some amount of move. Let's say it's 5 inches. That's the smallest pregame move I think that exists. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're 5 inches forward. So you're 16 inches out, right? The objective extends 3.5 inches from the middle line, which is 22 inches away, right? So it's at 18.5. So you would have to have a 2.5 inch move to touch that objective.
Oh, because you can't. I was reading that wrong. So you just can't end your move in the middle if you started your move outside of the middle.
Correct. If you're already in the middle, you can move around. Right?
I feel like you're good. Gets AQ real fast because that doesn't seem like that's the way they meant it to be.
Oh yeah, you're in like a safe little box in the first round. They can't get at you. They can't shoot you. They can't see you. You're there. You're not anything that can pregame into that middle in round 1 is just like literally in a force field.
Oh, interesting.
They're invisible and untouchable and give you a free objective, assuming your opponent can't match your ability.
Very interesting.
Yep. Yeah. Hannah said, looking forward to measuring where the neutral terrain is at all times. Yeah, it's really easy to picture when it's color-coded on the map. In play, this is going to be really annoying. Right?
Yeah.
And, you know, so like, let's say you score the 10 in the first round. If that forces your opponent to underdog you. Right? If you can get into the middle, the best thing you do is give the turn away. All right. If you both have decision of who goes first and you know you're the only one with a deployment ability, you are absolutely giving the turn away. You're making them go first. Right? Because your unit is invincible in the middle. And whatever they score, you can just choose to match them or go lower, staying the underdog and then keeping the clouds low lying. So your unit continues to be invincible in the middle. Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
From the top of one, you can lock them into just the worst play pattern.
Very interesting.
Correct, Jacob. That's what we were talking about. This entire season takes place on a Warcry board. That center area is a Warcry board. Right? That's the blocked out area. All of the objectives and basically all of the scenarios are happening in the Warcry board. The entire game is happening in the Warcry board. Now, this one's trying to force you to the outside. Right? Yeah, if that battle plan is in a tournament, I'm bringing my actual Warcry board. You just set it down in the middle of the map. Like, okay, lift up the terrain. Let me measure this out. Put the Warcry board in the middle. Now you know what neutral terrain is, right? Or neutral areas.
Yep.
Yeah, because because otherwise what your opponent has to do is they have to get underdog and then choose to get rid of the low lying. Right?
Yeah.
So that they can actually get in there and get at you. Because otherwise they have to run around and chase you. Right? And try to get at you and your things. And again, if you have like a pre-deployment move but can set up a good castle, then you're just going to camp your red and yellow on your side and be like, okay, well, good luck, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? So and so it'll just like this one's going to be a very, very, very locked, unusual play pattern. Because there is just like an ungodly amount of power to both having a deployment phase move and getting to decide who goes first.
Yeah. And to add to the crampness, like look at the terrain map.
Like, yeah, sure.
It's going to be rough.
I would also point out that if you put your units mostly like here and here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're basically immune to shooting in the first round.
Yeah.
So like even by handing, you know, the classic fear of handing the turn away to like a shooting army is that they're going to shoot you up. Nope.
Yeah.
They can't even target you because there's no way they can target you without going through 3 inches of the neutral territory. So you're just immune to damage.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. Like, how do you feel about this ending up in tournament packs? I guess
I hate
the question.
I hate it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
The others of these we've talked about, I'm fine with. I don't like this one in a TO tournament pack. What's that?
Yeah. But do you think it's going to happen? Do you think TOs are going to be adding this to tournament packs?
Every scenario gets used in tournament packs because some TOs love using wild scenarios. Period.
And those are my favorite kinds of TOs. By the way.
Sure.
The ones that use the ones that everybody's like, oh, that shouldn't be in a tournament pack. Like, yes.
And they're immediately like, that's the one I'm doing. Yeah. This is just.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, I do not like this scenario. Like, simple answer. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think the underdog, as I said at the very beginning of my summary, I think some of the underdogs are way too impactful, and this is one of them. This is just crazy how it takes over the game.
Yeah. This should be a narrative battle plan.
Yeah, totally. It's a great narrative battle plan. What a fun, interesting, weird narrative battle plan, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Possible Cabbage said this seems like one you'd leave out of the tournament pack if you can. Yeah, I agree. I just think it's crazy. All right. Next up, Warped Ruins. Each non-faction terrain feature must be set up within 12 inches of at least one other non-faction terrain feature. You'll see why in a second. I have played this one too, and good God, welcome to the Holy Wars scenario. If you've never been to a Holy Wars event, this is like a mild version of what goes on at the Holy Wars event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you're the underdog, you must use the following ability. Once per battle round, start of battle round. Spreading Warp Fire. If there are no flaming terrain features on the battlefield, pick a non-faction terrain feature to be the target. Otherwise, pick a non-faction terrain feature that is not flaming and is within 12 inches of a flaming terrain feature to be the target. The target is flaming for the rest of the battle. Then inflict D3 mortal damage on each unit, friendly and enemy, within 6 inches of any flaming terrain features. And then 3, 3, 4. Like one pairs more is how this one works. Okay. Now, what I'll say is this is the other one I played and that I played so far, and this one's wild. You wouldn't think the D3 is a big deal, but it was. It absolutely was. Because as this starts spreading, like you don't get to pick your first one until round 2, but then like round 3, round 4, when you're just like it just clears out a section of the board, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like it's not insignificant, right? Again, it's not crazy. I don't want to overstate it. It's just like a D3, but it can be a D3 to quite a number of units because it's within 6 inches. And there's so much big terrain on this board. It's just like very hard to get away from, right?
Yeah. I mean, everything. And once you start having multiple terrain features that are on fire, it just starts being like the whole board.
Right. And again, there's a lot of power to being able to, as the underdog, to being able to choose what that is, because you're just like punishing your enemy at the start of every battle round, right? Little foot heroes are dying. Like that's what this really does. This like guts foot heroes. You're like 5, 6 wound foot heroes. They just melt. They can't be anywhere near this flaming terrain. Right.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, yeah, this is definitely a toned down version of Holy Wars.
Of course.
Like Holy Wars would be like, yeah, and you can't take wards on any of those mortal damage. And oh, by the way, it's a D3 for each that you're within 6 inches of. And
yeah, for sure.
Steep tables are mean.
And I mean, the thing we've learned from playing Holy Wars for a decade is that what armies do well? Well, big, heavy body, high wound, regenerating armies. Like, yep. Right. Yeah. So, you know, there you go. Arrested at the Waffle House. In conclusion, fire hot. Yeah. I mean, I think this one's good. It's fine. I like that it's pairs and not control 2 because it actually, again, it is going to lead to a giant fight in the middle. Everything is still on the Warcry board. We're just like, I keep repeating myself, but it's true. You are just going to be battling it out in like this general area of the board right here and burning to death while you're doing so.
Yep.
Fun times.
For sure. Yeah. I like it. I like battle plans that hit back.
Sure. Next up, Curse of the Gnaw. I'm sorry, the what? Okay. At the start of the battle, the instability level is 1. Each time either player uses the Activate Place of Power ability, add 1 to the instability level to a maximum of 6. So the instability level will instantly be 6.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, because they didn't put the places of power in like a super convenient place, but you can activate it from round 1 with both things. Like it is. I mean, I guess depending on like how big your actual places of power you put on the board are, right? Like they're meant to be the big ones, but it's really your exact terrain dependent because you've got a 9-inch swoop out of that, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And for like a tournament, it's going to depend on what actually ends up on the table, like what the TO throws down on there. Everybody has been on like too big, too small forever. And so, like, is everybody going to run out and buy a whole bunch more large terrain to throw on the table? I think probably not.
I mean, this one's a rough one. Again, this one's so crazy. This is the 4 objective one, by the by. And, like, boy, does everything happen in the center of this battle. Like,
oh, absolutely.
4 of the large terrain pieces are crossing into the middle. All 4 of the terrain features are in the middle. And 2 small terrain features are in the middle. Literally, basically, the only things outside the Warcry board are the 2 places of power. Yeah. That's it. Okay. Now, let's continue. Once per battle round, start of the battle round, Echoes of Blight City. Pick an objective to be the target. Inflict an amount of mortal damage on each unit, friendly and enemy, contesting the target equal to the instability level, then reset the instability level to 1. Okay. So, yeah. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. me just reread how this instability thing works. Right.
So the way to think about this is let's start off at round 1. Instability level 1. Okay. In most cases, both players are going to want to use activate the player's power. Let's just assume for sake of argument, they are both using it. Right?
Yep.
So in round 1, it starts at 1, 2, 3, because both players use it. In turn 1, sorry. At the bottom of turn 1, 4, 5. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Instability level 5. We roll to round 2. There's an underdog. The underdog now has access to Echoes of the Blight City. They're going to pick an objective that they have no models on, that their enemy has models on, and do 5 mortal damage to that unit. Bang. And then it resets down to 1. So, like, the reality is that, like, getting to 6 would be unusual, because why wouldn't you fire this off if you're the underdog most rounds?
Yeah.
Be kind of a weird choice. But yes, like, somebody's going to eat crap on this is what it comes down to. There is like a laser gun pointed at your head every round if you're winning, right? All right. The scoring on this one is a little different, okay? Because it's 3 for the red one, 3 for the yellow one, 4 for more.
So you're really fighting over red and yellow.
Yeah, they're trying to break you up on this one, which I appreciate. Like, this is the one they're trying to break up the most because they're trying to get you to actually split wide. But yet again, the sort of double castle here works because, like, if you were, say, the red player, you would just, like, try to take the red and yellow and then let your castle extend onto the black, right? Like, kind of set up wide or whatever. Last note is I hate this deployment map. I hate this deployment map. Like the fire of 1,000 suns, hate this deployment map. This is the worst, most annoying map to map out because you have to, like, first of all, there's no objective in the center of the board. So now I got to mark the center of the board. Then you got like 3 9-inch quarter circles. You got to mark, right?
Yep.
I hate this deployment map. Gosh darn it, it drives me crazy. I have railed against this for like literally a decade, this exact deployment map. It's garbo. It takes so much time to set up. It's just really, really annoying. Yeah. You don't like Tetris deployment. Yeah, exactly. Like a bad Tetris player too. Like the worst Tetris player in history.
Yeah, and it would have, like, it's better to just do like the straight line corner to corner and deploy off of that. Like you put some kind of line down the middle and then measure off of it.
I refuse to believe there was not another way to construct this map, this concept, than with this jank deployment. Okay. So again, I think this one's fine. I think it'll be fun. I do like that it's trying to split you apart. I appreciate that. And like, this is probably one of the wider splits because it's actually trying to make you fight all over the red and yellow, which are like decently far apart. Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they should have taken the red and the yellow and moved them into the center of the two corner tiles to actually like really pull you apart.
100%. I mean, I think they wanted the fist fight in a phone booth season for Akshi. I think that was in their head. Like it's
yeah.
I just don't think it was an accident that they were like, we want a season where everybody scrums in the middle. So
sure, but remember back to the initial launch of Age of Sigmar before we had the first GHB, it was always just a big scrum in the middle, and everybody hated it.
I understand. Well, so what's old is new again, my friend.
Yeah. Let's go back to the, like, throw objectives onto the concept that everybody hated. Like, like, let's not.
All right, next up, Seize the Embers. So both players can use the following abilities. End of your turn, search the ruin. Pick a friendly unit that does not have an Emberstone nugget. Got to get them nuggies. And is contesting a Sunseeker's objective to be the target. Give the target an Emberstone nuggie. If you are the underdog, the target can immediately move 6 inches, but cannot end that move in combat. The target cannot use the back to base camp or power through ability for the rest of the turn. Okay. Notably, you could power through first.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a unit that doesn't have a nuggy and can power through to a yellow objective, right, where they're contesting it, because they don't have to control it, they just have to contest it, right?
Yeah.
Then they could move there, get the nuggy. If they're the underdog, then they could then move 6 inches in addition after that, right, if they wanted to. Okay. Once per turn army, end of your turn, declare, pick a friendly unit that has an Emberstone nuggy, was not set up this turn, and is contesting the Red Lion's objective, the red objective. Remove the target's Emberstone nugget. Okay. All right. But why? Don't worry. You'll see. Okay. And if you look at the way this is set up, it's like you're supposed to sally forth to the yellow ones, get the nuggies, you know, go back to the reds, turn them in. Like we're literally doing a fetch quest. That's what this is. This is a fetch quest. Okay. Who doesn't love those? All right. So what do you score for? 3 victory points if you control at least one objective. In the first battle round, you score 3 victory points if you control 2 or more. From the second battle round onwards, you get 3 victory points if you score a nuggy. Okay. And then score 4 victory points if you control more objectives than your opponent, which is, you know, like the logical thing that is going to happen here is, you know, you kind of pick your one yellow. Like ideally, you're both just working your own red and yellow, right?
Yep.
Like your vertical red and yellow. You got to go out, you get the nuggies, you bring them back. Just you're running this back and forth like that, right? And then you're scrumming in the middle over the black.
Yep. Now, there's also nothing saying that your unit can't be contesting both the red and the yellow at the same time. It's just about you control one, get the nuggy, then subsequent turn, control the other one, give the nuggy back, right? So if you had, say, a unit of 40 clan rats that you just daisy chain between the 2 objectives.
Sure, that you really got the full stretch on. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, Skaven in particular would have enough movement to do that.
Sure.
You know, or at least daisy chain out so that you're close and you can just kind of like shuffle back and forth a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, you want 2 units running nuggies, right? So they're like trading off. So you're scoring max, right? And it's just a question of like, can you actually do that? Are you going to have the well, I mean, remember, Gooball Nullholes trivialized this map. Remember, you can't turn in your nuggy if you were set up that turn, right? So, you know, challenging, but yes, they are helpful. Okay.
But you can get a nuggy if you were set up that turn.
Yes, you can get a nuggy if you're set up that turn. Yeah, absolutely. You can teleport onto the yellow thing and grab nuggies 100% because you don't even have to control it. You just have to contest it. So yes, you just got to like toe on.
Yep.
Right. Like, I think this is going to be one. I'll be honest with you. My general feeling is the right answer here is kind of not to worry about the entire nuggy thing too much. Like,
yeah,
the right answer here to win this is to focus your forces on controlling the 3. You turn a nuggy in occasionally if you can, but what you're really focusing on is the control and the battle tactics. While they're wasting a bunch of time with their units trying to do nug runs, right? You're just playing the fundamentals, and you'll who cares? You will absolutely win out, because if they're wasting like 2-3 units trying to do nug runs, and you're over here lapping them on battle tactics because they don't have the extra units to do that stuff, well, guess what? You win.
Yeah. And then if you're doing the double castle thing, you say go for both of the yellow objectives with your 2 castles.
Sure.
Make it so
just shut off their ability to even get nugs. Yeah.
Yeah. Now they can't get them. And then you park something on your home objective. Now you control more. You control 1, so you're scoring 7 every turn. You blocked your opponent out of ever scoring 10.
Right.
And you're blocking your opponent out of more.
Correct. Your opponent caps at 3. If you can hold the line, the like yellow, black, yellow line, right?
Yep.
If you can actually hold that line, then yes, your opponent's stuck at 3 and you're scoring 7. And the base camps just cease mattering.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's another play strat. All right. Number 10, Treacherous Ground. At the start of the battle, almost there. At the start of the battle, all objectives are stable. Both players must use the Tread Carefully ability. Then, from the second battle round onwards, if you are the underdog, you can use the Violent Tremor ability. Okay. So, once per battle army, start of the first battle round, tread carefully. Pick an objective within friendly territory to be the target. The target is no longer stable. So you must pick. This is one of the ones that actually has objectives outside the Warcry board. The blue comet and the black sticks are both outside. But you have to pick one of your yellows or one of your reds to be not stable at the start of the first battle round. Okay. And then the underdog gets to do once per battle round, start of battle round. So from 2 on, Violent Tremor. Pick a pair of objectives to be the targets. The stable target objective is no longer stable. The other target objective is stable instead.
So you're flipping them.
Yeah. Okay. And then 3 victory points if you control at least 1 stable objective. 3 victory points if you can control 2 or more stable objectives. 4 victory points if you control more stable objectives than your opponent. Obviously, the blue and the black always remain stable the entire game, right?
Yep.
So what's effectively happening here is you're choosing one of your objectives at the start of 1 to be worthless.
Yeah.
Right? And they're doing the same. And if you're the underdog, you're just deciding suddenly that one objective that they have all their troops on because it was valuable is now worthless and the other one's valuable. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a weird one to me. Okay? Because again, it really does encourage the underdog. If you can control underdog, then it lets you localize the entire battle to like this area.
Yeah.
To one side. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think and again, this is another one of those battle plans where like the 2 castle strategy works real well.
Sure.
Right? You push your 2 castles up to the sides and then have a deck chair sitter on the other 2 objectives, and your battle is going to be. This is one of the few battle plans in this whole GHB that really is like not as much about the scrum in the middle.
It's
actually forcing you to the outside. So I think that's a really good thing. I think there's a lot of things that I do like about this battle plan.
It's interesting. It's interesting. My only complaint with it is I think yet again it really does incentivize the underdog too strongly.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Because you can take what is supposed to be a nice wide fight that would actually encourage movement and shrink it down to literally the a sixth of the board.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, If they get underdog away from you, they can screw that up pretty fast, which is fair, right? So you know that is something you've got to be concerned about. But again, I worry that in this season the play pattern is don't worry about your battle tactics too much in round 1 and round 2. Try to ride the underdog, get control of the battlefield, and then ride hard from that point forward.
Mm-hmm.
What do we mean between pair of objectives? Is it both reds or both yellows, or can it be a red and a yellow? No, it's both reds or both yellows. You're flipping your opponent's or yours. You're either flipping yours back because they flipped yours in a way that isn't beneficial to you, or you're flipping theirs in a way that's worthless for them. You win. Pairs of objectives are defined as the 2 reds and the 2 yellows. Those are pairs. Okay. Escape from the coast. They really love the coast stuff here. If you're the underdog, yeah, it's where most of the stuff in actually happens on the coast. It's like boiling seas or whatever. Like it's like warm oceans, but that's just it. Yeah. If you think about the map of Akshi, it's like we're on a peninsula. Most of the main story happens on a peninsula, so there's like a lot of coastline on both sides.
All right.
Akshi is just Florida. Everybody's angry. It's a peninsula. Most of the major cities are right on the coast. You know, and, lots of angry creatures and oppressively hot swamps. It's basically yeah.
And our special ability is basically doing meth.
Pretty much, yes. Does this mean a Vampire Coast battle tome is on the way? One could only hope. We've got all this coast stuff. Yeah, we're just signaling here. That's what we're teasing right now. Okay.
Vampire Coast to Coast.
Absolutely. So this one looks like it has 2 objectives outside of the Warcry board. Don't believe that. That's a lie. Okay.
Yep.
Those red objectives are lies. So once per battle round, start of the battle round, to the ships. Pick the Heldenhain, apparently that's what Black Sticks is called, or Sunseeker's objective to be the target. Okay, or a Sunseeker's objective. So one of the 3 on the very right side of the board. Remove the target from the battlefield. That's it. Yep. So you get to remove the far ones, right? So as the game goes on, those theoretically become less valuable, right? You don't have to remove them. It's a may, right? But theoretically, as the game goes on, those just aren't doing anything, right?
Yeah.
The 2 reds that are outside the Warcry board are actually in your starting territory, and you can pretty easily control them. So that's just sort of by default. You can also control the yellows, I should state. And each player scores victory points as follows: 3 if you control 1, 3 if you control 2, 4 if you control more. Right? Yeah. So again, being able to remove is very powerful, so it will often get done because it's going to be like the easiest way to stop your opponent from controlling more if they're relying on either of the yellows or the blacks, which makes it less valuable. So like Black Sticks and P objectives are just way less valuable because you can lose them out from under yourself, which means the real value to controlling more, 1, 2, and more, is to get a hold of both reds and the blue and have your entire fight on the left side of the board and just ignore that other side completely. Yeah. Make them take the weak objectives that could be removed, right?
Yep.
So like, it feels like you want to spread out, but actually that's why I said it's a lie that this is outside the area, because this is a Warcry board fight right here. This is basically nothing. Yeah. This is the fight. It's all right here.
Yeah.
Like you put a random unit over here that can threaten a yellow just to give you an easy access to it. And then you take the rest of your army if you're on the beat down and you just push.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yet again, just it's on the Warcry board.
Yep.
That's
sneaky.
The real game.
It's not in the center. They moved it one square to the left. Thought we wouldn't notice. We did.
Yep. And another one where 2 castles seems good.
For sure. For sure. Power of the Realms, the last one. At the start of the battle, the Sunseeker's objective is the primary objective, and other objectives are secondary. Okay. If you are the underdog, you can use the following ability. Once per battle round, start of the battle round. Pick a place of power you control to be the target. Which there are 2 on this. Obviously, these 2 big ones on the very outside of the board. Draw a straight line from the center of the primary objective to the target. If that line crosses any secondary objectives, the first secondary objective that the line crosses is now the primary objective, and all other objectives are now secondary objectives. Okay, so it starts with the yellow. If you're the underdog in round 2, and let's say you control the left place of power, you draw a line between that place of power and the yellow. That's going to cross the blue. So now the blue is the primary objective. Okay. Okay. 3 victory points if you control the primary. 3 victory points if you control 2 or more secondary. 4 victory points if you control more objectives than your opponent. Okay. It's fine. My answer is this one's fine. You're going to still get in a fight in the middle. And just like the primary will bounce around. And it doesn't actually matter much because controlling 2 and controlling more is worth 7 points.
Yep.
So like just pushing into the middle and grabbing like, again, a strong corner, like just taking these 3 or something, or these 3 or whatever it happens to be, like that's the play. Right.
Absolutely.
And then like, if you happen to be the underdog, great. Then you just get 10. Right.
Yeah. One of the things that I want to do with this is sit down with all of the terrain maps and look at where the places of power are and how many of them there are. And, beyond just, we have like this battle plan where the place of power is more important than just being a place of power, right?
Right.
And I think we've had a couple of others, haven't we?
Yeah, where it matters. Like, again, there's generally 2 on every board, generally.
Yep. There's a couple that have more, I think.
Yeah. So
how important is it going to be to have some random cheap hero that can go man the place of power to give you an advantage?
Pretty important until that place of power lights on fire and then they burn to death.
That's true.
So
yep, that's why you're going to use a cheap hero that has the best ward save and a lot.
Yeah, get like the mask or something, dancing around with a 4 word save. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Something silly.
All right, Paul, you ready to bring this home? Good night.
Oh man. Yeah, it's okay. We're only 3 hours in and we're not into the battle tactics yet. That's fine. It's good.
Okay. Tactics.
I mean, hey, we knocked out all of the battle plans in about an hour, which is pretty good.
Yeah. An hour and 9 minutes. Yep.
Yeah. A little more than 5 minutes of battle plan. I think we got this. We'll be okay. We'll be here late, but
let's do this. Okay. Here we go. Blazing Onslaught. Okay, great. Awesome. We start off strong. We 420 blaze it. We're straight blazing. I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay. So, straight blazing. All right. So, at the start of the battle, after using all deployment abilities, but before determining which player will take the first turn, your opponent must pick one non-faction terrain feature within their territory to be their hideout. The hideout cannot be removed from the battlefield at any point during the battle. Okay. So they pick a terrain. You're going to go try to get that thing. What are your 3 steps? First, you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if the same enemy unit had at least 1 damage point allocated to it in 3 different phases this turn. So, magic them, shoot them, charge, damage them, fight them, power through them, so on and so forth. Whatever. Okay.
Some armies are going to really struggle with that.
Yes. Right. Yes. Some will struggle mightily. Neil Lucas says, howdy, Vince. Just wanted to quickly say it's school holidays over here, and my nephew and I are having a great time working our way through the Repent, Ye Foolish Gods campaign. Another great game. Thanks. Well, thank you very much, Neil. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Yeah, some armies will struggle mightily on this, although some will just be like, yeah, this is I'm in for this. And then the next one is control the enemy hideout. And the last one is destroy 2 or more enemy units and control the enemy hideout. Okay.
Yeah. The first one and then the second two feel like they have nothing at all to do with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like first one, almost automatic for a good number of armies. It's just going to kind of happen. And then a side quest.
Yep.
Which is going to be very easy for some armies and very, very difficult for others.
Sure. I mean, like so my opponent had this one in one of the games, and I picked I picked a terrain feature in the dead center of the board, but it was in my area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, if you want that hideout, you got to come scrum in the middle. Let's go. Right?
Yeah.
It's where we're all going to be anyways.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
Fine. Fine, honestly. Like,
interesting.
Again, depending on the army, it's an excellent choice, right? Like, if you're Nurgle, pick the one where you think you're going to be, like, and just tell them good luck.
Yeah. Yep. Good luck with that. And this could be very, very good for an army that has ability to deep strike or come in off the board edge. You know, this is going to be a great one for Stormcast. Great one, probably, for Tzeentch?
Yeah, Tzeentch can be very strong at this, for sure.
Yeah. Any army that can usefully come in off the board edge. Yeah, probably good for KO, right? Like, they're very mobile. They can do a lot of damage throughout different phases of the game.
Sure. I mean, rage dice are really critical here because, like, if you can deny your opponent doing that damage in a phase.
Yes. And it gives you that, on the flip side, that last bite at the apple to maybe pull out damage.
Yeah, sure. And the end of turn if you can't power through. Yep. So this one's fine. It's a little win Mori, but it's fine. I don't mind this one.
Yep.
Battle Tactics card 2, Siege of Ashes. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if 2 or more friendly units are wholly outside friendly territory, wholly within 6 inches of friendly territory, and within 3 inches of each other. Hold on.
Yeah. Break out the board and the red string to connect the dots and make sure that these are all together doing what you need them to do.
Yeah.
That's a big ball of chaos all trying to get into one spot.
I mean, what I'll say is, so I had this one, and, you know, for like my Slanesh army, this was basically, the first one was basically an auto gimme, because I could just like take Seekers and one other thing and walk outside of my territory just slightly, and ta-da, you know, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Outpost resupply. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control an objective within enemy territory, and that objective is contested by at least one friendly unit that did not use a move ability this turn, and at least one other friendly unit that charged this turn. This is actually relatively hard to pull off early, but, you know, this is actually relatively easy to do late in the game. And like the way I was talking about it, you know, where you're kind of like sandbagging until round 3, this is kind of a perfect one for that. Right? Yeah. Because you can actually really easily form a wall Like, let one little base slightly toe into your zone, and you can cut off your ability to do that, but basically make it an auto whenever you want, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with that one. Like in turn 3, 4, 5, that's so easy to do, right? Because you're gonna like the board's gonna have shifted around. Now, there's got to be an enemy either on that you're fighting, right? Because somebody had to charge, or alternatively, you've got to have somebody who got onto it after a charge, right? Like they charged something else and then powered through to join you on the objective.
Yeah.
Okay. Or whatever. Something like that.
Or piled in onto the objective.
Or had an end of turn teleport that let them get on the objective, like the Gore Warden guy or whatever, stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Or like the Sylvaneth pull yourself the strike and fade thing. Like there's plenty of options, but you get it, that kind of trick.
Yep.
And then finally, repel the attackers. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are 3 or more friendly units within 3 inches of the center of the battlefield that are not in combat. This one is crazy because that makes this one so win more.
Yeah.
Because the entire battle pack happens in the center of the battlefield.
Yeah. Now, I like it because not only is it win more, it is doing a thing that you want to do anyway, so you don't have to think that hard about it. Like all of the, like this whole card to me is like, oops, I did that by accident, score 5 points.
Sure.
That to me is like the thing that I dislike about battle tactics so much is like how much extra brain space it takes to remember all the crap you have to do sometimes.
Yep.
And like I just want the easy ones. That's why, like, in the last season, it was like I used intercept and recover like every game that I played, every event that I played, because it's like, oh, I just have to kill those 3 things, easy.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I need to do now.
I agree. Like, and my problem with battle tactics in general is how much brain space they eat up during the game, right? I do wish that a lot of these are very hoop jumpy, which is, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, ostensibly with the last one, it's very win more. Like, if you think you're going to just truly dominate your opponent, great. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Battle Tactics card 3, Flanking Firestorm. You complete this battle tactic at the end of the affray first. Ambuscade. That's a fun word. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if 2 or more objectives or terrain features that you control in any combination are each contested by a different friendly unit that is more than 6 inches from friendly territory and was not set up this turn. Okay. So hold 2 things outside of your territory.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Well outside of your territory, by the by. Like, there are actually a couple maps where there's not that many terrain options that qualify for this because of the way so much terrain is like packed around the middle. Let me just give you an example here. Let's go back up real quick. Where's the one? Like, look at this one. Here we go. So look at Seize the Embers, right? Let's say you're the red player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your legal choices for this are their home red objective and this piece of obscuring terrain. That's it.
That's rough.
Because everything else is going to end up being within, because of the nature of how the board is shaped, everything else is going to end up being within 6 inches of your friendly territory.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't the only one like this. Right? Look at this one. Okay. So here, on Curse of the Gnaw, I'm like legitimately not even sure it's pseudo possible, I guess. Sorry. Yeah, it is possible. Maybe. It'd be really easy to screw this one up so it'd become impossible. On Curse of the Gnaw, you've got this terrain feature over here in the corner, right?
Mhm.
If this terrain feature is at a weird angle or accidentally slightly too big to where it toes to within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield, you literally don't even have a second legal target for it. Because this objective is within 6, this is within 6, this is within 6. Everything here is out, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
And you can keep going through and finding this like over and over and over again, right? Where either it's just like really hard because you just have so few choices, or it's really you're having to like just get super deep into their territory to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, back to this. Where's that? Flanking Firestorm. So like right away, that's the opening gambit for this one. I hate this one. Flanking Firestorm, I think, is one of the worst in the pack. Because there are just multiple scenarios where the step one is going to be like nearly impossible. And to get it, it decides your entire game plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the next ones it has you do are equally worse, are equally bad. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if 2 or more friendly units that were not set up this turn are each within 9 inches of a different corner of the battlefield and wholly outside friendly territory.
Yeah, that sucks.
So be in the worst part of the board, because we just talked about how every scenario wants you in basically the center of the board, right?
Yeah.
And so like put 2 units horribly out of place, right?
Yeah. And like if you're going to build your list into this, it's like, okay, I have to dedicate points to the side quest and exclusively the side quest. And God help me if they die.
Right. The unit has to be more than 6, not the terrain. Let me reread this. Objectives or terrain features you control in any combination different units that is more than 6 inches. Oh, I guess. I was reading it the other way around. But okay. Yeah, you might be right, Gooball. Still hard. I mean, just because there's like you don't have a ton of options, I'll say, on a lot of these maps. Even so, that's a good point. That does expand the play field a little bit here, but I still don't like this one. Because number 1 is still really, really hard. Number 2, you've got to have like weirdos who don't like, nobody has extra units you just want to send to the far corners of the battlefield. It's just not a thing. Okay. Especially since you can't just teleport them there. They have to walk over there.
Yeah.
Right. And then claim what's yours. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are more friendly units within enemy territory than enemy units, and there is at least 1 friendly hero wholly within enemy territory. I don't like this one either, because it's very easy for you to just like accidentally not be able to get here, because at the end of the game you just kind of don't have any, like, what if you don't have any heroes left? What if all your heroes died?
Yeah. And picking out your heroes is, definitely something your opponent's going to do if you have this battle tactic card.
Right. Exactly. So like I really don't like Flanking Firestorm. I find every step of this to be absolutely painful and just like either accidentally going to go against you because of the nature of the scenario, or it's making you do weird things, or oops, your heroes got burned down because you're on the one where all the heroes melt from the fire, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Smokescreen. The first one is keep the enemy close. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control an objective that is contested by at least 1 enemy unit. I love this so far. Okay. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is just the case in this game that you often still leave part of the enemy alive after you hit them, right? That is the case right now. They tend to be on objectives. This feels like that is very doable. It will happen in the normal course of battle. Thumbs up. Dig it. Next, feign weakness. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if more friendly units were destroyed this turn than enemy units. Okay. So this one's actually a little tough, right? To lose more of your own people in your turn, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to like suicide people into doing that.
This is true, but I don't hate this at the same time is because of the way I like the late game trigger of what I talked about with battle tactics. This is something that can like really easily happen where you still are like winning, but you just end up having a couple chip down units that die. Right. If you have an ability to wound your own self, this is pretty great.
Yep. And you know, that one battle plan that hurts you.
Yep.
Or sacrifice your, or places of power hurting you.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of ways this ends up being like actually quite achievable. And then lastly, execute the plan. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control each objective within enemy territory. Okay, now we got hard. Right?
Yeah. That's rough.
That is very rough. Especially as we talked about, like most of the scenarios just don't encourage you to do that. So like to me, this one's probably worth 5 or 10. Getting the full freight 15 out of this is going to be really hard.
Yeah, and very, very win more. If you can already control all of the objectives in enemy territory, you're in very good shape most of the time.
Yeah, and if you're dominating them that hard, then it's really hard to complete Feign Weakness. Right?
Yep.
By the way, I'll say on average, the battle tactics in this season are way harder.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree.
Card 5, Burning for Vengeance. I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. All right. At the start of the battle, after using all deployment phase abilities, but before determining which player will take the first turn, pick an enemy hero on the battlefield or in reserve to be the fugitive for the rest of the battle. I want a hard target search of every in-house, outhouse, hen house, blah, blah, within it. You know, okay, there we go. That's right. Just make fugitive references all day, okay? I didn't kill him. I don't care. All right, great. So you're trying to hunt the fugitive. Got it. All right. You complete this battle tactic. So we get started everywhere. Search every inch. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn. If there is a different friendly unit wholly within each large quarter of the battlefield, those friendly units are more than 9 inches from the center of the battlefield, and no more than one of those friendly units was set up this turn. Okay. This sounds annoying. It's not. This is super easy.
Yeah. This is really not bad.
Because you've got 2 quarters easily. It doesn't care if you're in combat. That's what's important here, right? Like you can be in combat. You just need to avoid the 18 inches around the center line. And most of the maps will let you do that, right? You can still be on, like most of the maps are structured such that you can still be absolutely contesting the objectives and fulfilling this.
Yeah.
Right?
And it lets you have one that was set up this turn.
Correct. One can be a teleporter, which is great. Yeah, you also get to pick the fugitive. That is correct. That's not your opponent picking which of their heroes, right? You get to choose, which is cool. With the other one, they get to choose what the hideout is. With this one, you get to decide who the fugitive. This is your new get the gold, by the way, Paul.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Quick pursuit. There are 3 or more friendly units that are not in combat and are within 12 inches of the enemy fugitive, or there is no enemy fugitive on the battlefield. Okay. It's probably going to be that second one.
Yeah. For sure.
Right? So
just kill that fugitive very quickly.
Just kill him. Right?
And you can also score this one if you kill the fugitive off your turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a very valuable thing to be able to do with the battle tactic. If it doesn't, like if you can trigger the scoring without it being on your turn, it makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now I will say, the 3 or more friendly units in combat within 12 inches is also pretty doable depending on what your army is constructed like, right? Like, that's actually a pretty healthy distance away where you're not going to be countercharged either, right? Because you can't be in combat for it. Like, it's pretty doable. Now, you got to watch their redeploys and crap like that, of course, right? That's going to be that. They're like, they're going to try to redeploy away from you very smartly. That's why your easier play is just kill the idiot, right? And don't try to do this weird ballet maneuver. But then domination, bring them in, dead or alive, the fugitive will pay for their actions. You complete this battle attack at the end of your turn if one of the following is true. There are 3 or more friendly units in combat with the enemy fugitive. Okay, got it. Or there is no enemy fugitive on the battlefield and 3 or more friendly units are contesting the same objective that is wholly outside friendly territory. Oh, why didn't you say that? Okay, easy. Yeah, the way to run this one is obviously you're doing the movement thing. You kill the fugitive at any point in the battle, and then you just hop on pop. You just jump on an objective. Great. Totally doable. Love this one.
Yeah, this is probably going to be my pick very frequently.
Yes. And then finally, Legend of the Parch. Legend. Airy. Okay, so.
Yep.
You complete this battle. Oh, go ahead. What'd you
say? Wait for it. Airy.
There you go. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if an enemy unit that was in combat at the start of the turn was destroyed by a combat attack made by a friendly unit that charged this turn. So you get in a fight with somebody, you have a beta charge unit, they charge in, clean that unit out. Okay. This is what we would call a very standard tactic on literally all of the battle plans we described.
Yeah.
The castle strategy we discussed where you have your strong attrition anvils that move in, hold, can't kill the enemy, work them down, and then you have like a beta striker to come in and just like blap, kill them. Yep, great. Command from the front. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are 2 or more friendly heroes on the battlefield. All friendly heroes are within 9 inches of a visible enemy unit, and no friendly heroes were slain this turn. Again, super doable, depends on the army construction, right? Like how likely are your heroes to want to be relatively near the danger, right? But this is like very, very doable, especially on some army constructions where you tend to have heroes that like are power pair type of people who are roaming up with the fight, right?
Yeah.
If you're not back boarding casters and stuff. This is not a Tzeentch one. But for a Slaves to Darkness army, oh, yes, please. Flynn. Like, this is absolutely, like if you're S2D, if you're Iron Jaws, this is what you want. This is what you were looking for. You will just be completing these. And then finally, hero or legend, you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control an objective wholly outside your territory that you did not control at the start of the turn, and a friendly hero is contesting that objective. Again, okay, what an absolute immediate gimme as the last one, right? Yeah. Take over an enemy objective. Great. And have a hero there doing it. Again, absolute slam dunk. I think for most of the strong armies, I will place a bet right now, Paul. I think for most of the strong armies in this season, the 2 battle tactics that align the best are 5 and 6. Are Legend of the Parch and Burning for Vengeance. Both of which feel like things you will just basically do automatically, pursuing every battle strategy we talked about previously. The rest of them make you act in really weird ways that are going to pull you away from the battle plan you need for the scenario. These are basically everything, everywhere you want to go. If you're Nurgle, if you're Slaves, if you're Soulblight, if you're Iron Jaws, this is the stuff you're already doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I also, just from like wanting to go smooth brain with it, personally, I like going Burning Vengeance. And what was the first one?
Blazing Onslaught.
Yeah, Blazing Onslaught.
Yeah, sure. The Hideout one is also great. Same story. You're absolutely right. I think Blazing Onslaught will also be very popular. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that one's a great one if you can teleport or ambush a unit that shoots well into the enemy backfield.
Sure.
And you know, you go after the hideout, you go after the fugitive, and you know, pump them full of arrows or whatever things you're shooting at them. You know, take the hideout. Seems like that could be a reasonable game plan as well.
Absolutely. Like 100%, 100% agreed. Like 1 and 5 and 5 of 6 are going to be two popular combinations, I think. Excuse me. If maybe the fugitives on the faction terrain in the hideout. Oh, wouldn't that be thematically great?
Yeah.
Kill him in the hideout. Oh, what a great day that is. Possible Cabbage said, trying to figure out if the Legend of the Parch works with the Sigvald does everything AOR. Not really. Because of the second one that says all heroes are within 9 inches of a visible enemy unit. And the problem with that is you don't want your contorted epitome that Sigvald can pop back out of generally ever within 9 inches of an enemy unit. It's like a super backboard hero so that Sigvald can like, it needs to be like a very safe distance, usually about 15 inches away. So it can like repop Sigvald out so that he can get back into the fight. Right. That's the only challenge with it. If I was going to do the Sigvald everything, I would absolutely do Burning for Vengeance and the fugitive, or sorry, the fugitive and the hideout. I would pick 1 and 5 with the Sigvald AOR, 100%. Because like I'm coming, let's go.
Coming in hot.
Yep. I'd probably do the same with the demon one too. Well, Paul, we did it, buddy. We did it.
We made it in it under 3.5 hours.
What a journey. What a journey. There you go. So I think battle tactics wise, they're all harder, but what kind of bothers me is it's like the old statement, the future is here, but it's unevenly distributed, right? Like the battle tactics are harder, but that difficulty is unevenly distributed across the forces. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
I
think there's going to be some distinct winners and losers in like just from this battle pack.
Yeah.
Like what armies generally want to do. If your army is a very like solid punch up, play fair Warhammer kind of army, I think you're going to do really well this season. Especially if you're like high defense with good offense. If you can do that 2 castle strategy, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape, and you'll have good battle tactics to be able to complete.
Yep. I agree. So we'll see how it all shapes out. Will 1, 5, and 6 be the popular choices? Will it be different than last season where they were all relatively within, like, I think on average, they were like 6, 7 percentage points away from each other on picks? I think we'll get a slightly wider distribution. I think 2 things will be true. I think we'll get a slightly wider distribution, and I think we'll have a slightly lower percentage achievement rate on average for like number of tactics completed. That's my guess. Mm-hmm. What's yours? Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who super chatted, who's hung out this whole time. We got a lot of you still hanging on to the end. If you haven't hit like yet or subscribe, do those things. That's really helpful. Don't forget, new game, Repent Ye Foolish Gods, is out. Look down below. There's links. You can see battle reports. You can see everything. Check out our new game. Don't forget other podcasts, Fireball the Gazebo and Snarlcast. My RPG podcast with Ninjon and my indie wargaming podcast with Uncle Adam, respectively. Affiliate links are down there. Use them for your hobby supplies. That stuff really helps the channel. All these kinds of things. Click things that make dings and click links. It helps. Okay. Appreciate you being here. Paul, special thanks to you, buddy, for sitting in on this ultra marathon of a show. It is deeply appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. As always a good time.
Oh, I couldn't get anybody else except the math man when we had so much to analyze. I needed your brain. I needed your math brain. Hey, everyone. Next week, we'll be back. We'll be covering all the spicy war scrolls from the Scourge of Akshi next week. We'll be talking about all the new stuff, all the new rules. So hope to see you there. As always, we will see you next Wednesday. And then Vince remembers he once again managed to forget to go to the right screen, to have this thing up, to turn the show off, because that's how good I am. I am just really good at this. 11 years into it. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much. As always, we'll see you next Wednesday. And do not forget to start rolling dice.